I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! It's me again. That's right, it's me again. It's we again. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. On this show, we deliver the absolute best home gym related content on YouTube and, quite frankly, in my opinion, anywhere. That is because we not only cover the topics that matter to the home gym community, but we also get your live reactions along the way. And we do it at a time that is guaranteed to help you guys get your weekend started off the right way. So unlike my Washington Cabanas last night, we are going to deliver what you expect today. And as is, if you expect a good show, we've got a lot of cool stuff today. We've been having people in the live chat already adding questions even before the show started. So I'm super, super excited to talk to today's guest. So I'm not going to be a tease. I'm just going to tell you what's going to be what's on the menu for today's show. So first of all, in the first hour, which is now, we'll have news and other things. 6:45, we're going to have a brand new Recliner of Rage. I'll tell you why I'm mad this week. Once again, I don't make up these topics. These things just happen to me, and I believe in not holding back. You know, I feel for the sake of my personal health, I need a vent, and I appreciate you guys giving me a safe space to vent about even the most trivial things. Ain't nothing like a good crash out. Then in the second hour, we're going to have Mike Lian and Dave Huang from Get RX'd. They're going to be joining the show to talk about, Get RX'd and Zbex. They're going to be joining the show, but they're going to be talking about primarily Get RX'd. If you have questions about Zbex, feel free to throw those in the chat as well. And go ahead, start putting those questions in the chat right now if you are watching. Then in the third hour, Andrew and Kat from Bells of Steel will be joining the show to answer your questions about upcoming product releases from Bells of Steel. Also, they'll be answering questions about the Bells of Steel affiliate program and the UK rollout. So, and also, you know, if you got any questions about the Australia rollout, they'll be answering those questions as well. So I think we're about to have a very, very good time. So now that you know what's going on, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit subscribe, because that is how we grow. That's how we got to over 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. And we are trying to not stop there. We're trying to keep rising to the top. And my mic say, baby, wake up, baby, wake up. We want to keep on going. That is up to you guys. If you have already subscribed and you've already hit the like button and you're not a channel member, do me a favor, click that join button, become a member of the tribe, support the channel. It's only 99 cents a month, and it helps us to not only keep the show going, update our equipment, everything else like that. But it's also how we're going to be able to start doing some cool stuff like giveaways. We got to get to a certain threshold. So go ahead, click that join button to support the channel. Now, as usual, I need y'all to tell me, I forgot to ask y'all this, but hey, does my mic sound nice? How does my mic sound? How does my mic sound? Does my mic sound nice? How does my mic sound? How does my mic sound? Does my mic sound right? Hey, and with that, only way I'll find out the answer to that is by going to the live chat to see who is here. So first man in the building, as usual, Carlos says, happy Friday, y'all. Here's your wake-up call. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Everybody wake up. We up, he up, she's up, we up. Everybody wake up, get up, get up, get up, get up. That's right. Get up right now. All right, what's up, Carlos? Jared says, I'm here for it. Good morning. Second in the building. Got his coffee. He's ready to go. Jared, I'm pretty sure you're working out. So what are you working on today? I want to know. Because last time Jared was, a couple of weeks ago, Jared was working legs, but he scheduled this leg workout for when I was fighting COVID. So I didn't have the energy for him. As you can see, that has changed, Jared. I'm here for you. You just let me know what you're working, and I'll provide the appropriate level of excitement and volume for you. Let's see here. Once again, start adding your questions. I got a ton of questions for Bells are still already in the chat, but Get RX'd is going to be coming up first. So start adding your questions for Get RX'd to the chat now. Let's see. Carlos said he was almost at 3 miles. Carlos was out there practicing his, he got a new Wing Chun program loaded into his database. So he decided to go out and see if he could get an opportunity to try it out there in the mean streets of Houston, walking at 0 dark 30. I was like, but hey, almost hit 3 miles already this morning. I ain't mad at that. Ain't mad at you. Next up was Trevor, T-Dog19. What's up? He said, wake up. That's right. Get up, get out of the rack. Ain't no time for sleeping. Equipment exercise. No, I was not having tech troubles. Well, I guess I'll tell you what happened. You just let me know if it's tech troubles. So I had everything all set, and then at 5:58, I felt like that I had to pee. But it wasn't like a definite. It was almost, I was like, do I need to pee right now? Or do I need to pee like 15 minutes from now or 2 hours from now? I don't know. It's almost there. I said, you know what? I could probably hold it. But one thing I teach my kids is you got it. The mark of a professional is knowing when to trust your instincts. I said, nah, man, we going right now. So I hopped up, ran to use the bathroom, and that's why I'm late. Okay, my bad. I apologize. I hate starting late. So let's see. The Steady Daddy. He knows how to trust his instincts. He said, good morning, gentlemen. Any ladies in the chat? That's right. We got both genders welcome here in the live chat on Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. You guys are all welcome. Thank you for joining us. Carlos said, your mic sounds nice. Hey, check one. I bet y'all don't even know what song that's from because you're too young. Children. Okay, Carlos, let me tell you something, okay? Did I say anything when your Houston Texans got booted out the playoffs last year? All right, kick a man when he's down. Talking about Washington got their tails handed to him. You gonna start that? Is that what we're doing? Because I promise you, this is not a battle you want to fight. All right. I'm telling you. Let's see here. All right, Jerry got a question for Get RX and Z-Bex. That is actually one of the questions I threw in the questions I sent to them. So I'm not putting it up on screen right now, but I do see it and I've started. Home Gym Physique, what's up? And you didn't say first. What's going on, man? But I'm glad you are here. Make sure you stick around to the end of the third hour of the show because Bells of Steel is doing a UK rollout. They are looking for UK affiliates and ambassadors. So I want you to be here so you can hear what their criteria are. So make sure you stick around. Carlos says 60K, baby. Hey, you know what? You know what the next goal is. We ain't stopping there. This is we're like, hey, we're gonna pause for a second. And now we on to the next, 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 on to the next. Somebody bring me back some money, please. Hey, y'all don't know about that. Y'all too young. All right, let's see. Jared said he's shoulder pressing. Oh, okay. That means raising the roof. All right, there you go. We're going to raise the roof. All right. Michael Brantley. What's up, Mike? 2 things I know about you, Mike. Number 1, Mike is going to be here. Number 2, he got a tight shirt on. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Either that or he got his shirt up and he's shaking his hips, showing his abs. Always good to have you here. What's up, man? Carp. FOC, the official meeting of the Friends of Carp is now in session because Carp has arrived. Says, good morning, live gang. What's up, gang? Let's see here. Carlos said, dang, that the Texans lost last week. No shade given. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just saying, man, the loss is new. And then Isaac from Iron Bull Strength is FaceTiming me when the game was over. Man, I went to bed. With like 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, I went to bed. All right, I was like, I got a show in the morning. I got time for this. You know, if they don't want to be great, I do. So I'm going to bed. And then I woke up. I saw I had not a text, but a missed FaceTime call from Isaac from Iron Bull Strength, who is a Green Bay Packers fan. This dude decided he's gonna FaceTime me, knowing I'm supposed to be asleep, just so he can gloat. That's all right. I'm gonna get you back. I'm not mature enough to let it go. I'm gonna get you back, Isaac. We'll see you in the playoffs. Carp said, road to 100K. You know the story. You know the deal. That's it. I am older than, I bet you I'm older than everybody in the live chat right now. In fact, I know I'm older than everybody in the live. The only ones who got a chance at potentially being my age or older are Home Gym Physique, but I think I got him too. All right, let's see here. Eric Echoes. Hey, I sent you a DM, but I feel like you took too long to check it. So now you're not going to be able to respond. You're not going to be able to take advantage of that, Eric, until like noon today. But hey, I am glad you are here. Always good to have the Icebox Gym in the building. Let's see here. And all right, that is it for the live chat for right now. Y'all keep on throwing your comments and all that in there. And we are going to keep the show going, okay? So for right now, though, it is time to go into our first segment of the day. That's news and other things. Okay, news and other things is on the menu, and you guys know what we got to do. As usual, we always got to go into the first thing, and that is the community post section. For those of you who don't know what the community post section is, that is YouTube's version of Instagram. It's where you guys can, well, actually, technically, it's YouTube's version of Instagram / their version of Twitter / their version of Threads. It's very, very new, so they're still building. But basically, you can put links. A lot of times, you guys send me like DMs on Instagram, and that's fine. But it's a whole lot. But sometimes I don't know the answer. So what I'm saying to you guys is, instead of just sending those links to me in DMs on Instagram, put those links in the community post section here on the Garage Gym Life Media YouTube channel, and ask your question there. And then everybody who sees it will be able to answer your question in case I don't know the answer. So that's going to benefit you. So what we're going to do is we're going to check homework here. So let's see. Let's go ahead and go there right now. You know what that means. If I'm going to go check the community post section, you know what that means? That's right. It's the first screen share of the day. Cheer for Jared. Come on, Jared. Jared shoulder pressing right now. Oh, okay. Calm down. That's enough of that. Y'all out of control. All right. They always take it too far. All right. So let's see. Community post section. Let's jump in there and see who. Let's check homework. All right. So let's see. We got only one who posted, it looks like, is my man Carlos. So Carlos said, so he did some shots for his written review of the Mikolo Anubis. That video is in the hopper. That thing looks nice. But that video is in the hopper to go live on this YouTube channel within the next couple of weeks. It's not going live next week, but it should go, if everything goes well, it should go live the following week. Carlos did a really good job on it, and I'm excited for you guys to check that out. So I appreciate you sharing some of these shots here. There you go. Looks good. And also, if you guys will follow Carlos on Instagram at CBS True Consumer Reviews. Yeah, at CBS True Consumer Reviews, then you will be able to see some of his clips from working out with the Mikolo. So if you guys got any questions about that, or if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and give him a follow on Instagram. That's the first item out of the way. All right. Let's see here. Hold up. First of all, Carlos says I'm only 7 minutes older than him. I'm like a week older than you. All right. That's an entire 7 days. All right. That's 7 days of life experience you never gonna catch up on. I'm just sorry. It just ain't gonna happen. All right, Carlos. Jared says, all right, his dog ate his homework. Nah, he said he was hoping to show his storage solution, but it doesn't arrive until today. Hey, no problem, man. The beauty of it is you could post it whenever it arrives, and it'll be here waiting for us to check out next week. But of course, I'm gonna try to when it popped. In case y'all don't know, I check the community section at least once a day. So if you post, as I see people's posting frequency increase, I'll check it more often. But if you post something, let's say today, and I don't respond to it, I'll probably see it tomorrow and respond to it. Okay, just to let y'all know. But yeah, go ahead. Don't tell us what it is either, Jared. Just go ahead, post it in the community section because I want people to go to the community section to check it out. Let's see here. Days and minutes are not the same thing for us mortal men. Okay. All right, we are all mortal men. Okay, now I realize that in your eyes, I'm half man, half amazing, but we still just regular people, Carlos. We just regular people like anybody else. All right. Now let's go to the first news item. So I know we're a little bit late to the party because I actually planned on talking about this next news item last week, but believe it or not, we ran out of time. So what I did was I cut the news section in half because we ran out of time. And so some of the stuff that you're seeing now, we were supposed to talk about last week. And that includes this first item, which is Freak Athlete and Exponent Edge present the ABX. All right. So let's go ahead and screen share that. Get rid of this. Let's go ahead and screen share that. You guys probably already saw it. I know that Jake talked about it on his show on Tuesday. But I got a couple of things I want to say about this. So this is it right here. I know you guys have already seen it. All right, so this is the ABX weight bench, and this is a collaboration between Exponent Edge and Freak Athlete. So this has me fairly excited, and let me tell you why. To do that, I'm gonna have to take that off of there. All right, so let me tell you why. So I currently have the Infinity Bench downstairs. All right, so there's my Infinity Bench, complete with sweat from an actual workout. And you guys can see how I use it. Is really good. It's a 3-section. It is the first 3-section adjustable bench. So unlike the previous benches where you could just take the headrest off, like ATX had theirs like that, this bench, you could do the entire head section folds. But what it doesn't do is it only goes to parallel. That top portion only goes to parallel, right? And so if you want to do like preacher curls, you actually need to do some kind of finagling with the angles if you want to do like preacher curls. It's possible, but you need to do some finagling with it. And if you, depending on the size of dumbbell you're using, if you're doing overhead dumbbell extensions, the dumbbell might still hit the pad. So when I was in California, we had the opportunity to try out the RitFit 3-section adjustable bench. Now, full disclosure, RitFit had sent me their original version to get some feedback on. I gave them my feedback, as I know some other people did as well. Not going to go into who, because they didn't tell me it was okay for me to reveal that, but I know some other people had a chance to play around with it, and we all gave our feedback. So I wanted to see what RitFit had done because with that feedback, because they're really good about updating the benches. So we get to California to the RitFit showroom, and sure enough, I got a chance to try their adjustable bench. So all right, so that's great. That's it right there. All right, so then it adjusts, and the first thing you'll see is, hopefully I include that in the clip. All right, so it goes down just like the Infinity Bench does, but it also, I did not include that. All right, so hang on a second. I can show you guys this thing here. Let's see here. Let me share it. I'll share this. I just got to get to the right there. Okay, so right there, you guys can see how that angle is already better than the Infinity Bench. Okay, because it's down slightly. All right, so there I'm doing preacher curls, and you guys can see that the bench is still at almost a full incline. But look at this. All right, let's skip there. Yeah, okay, I got 2 arms. That's great. All right, now back. All right, so now I'm able to do this though. Boom. So now I can do Scott curls. What's a Scott? And the difference, if you don't know the difference between a Scott curl and a preacher curl, that's the difference right there. All right. So it changes where the emphasis is, where the load is on the bicep, and some people call it spider curls, but I really, really like this feature of the Infinity Bench. I'm sorry, of the RitFit 3-section adjustable bench. What I also like is, see if we can see this. All right, we have to go back to the original, this one right here. All right, what I also like about it is, go back here. See if we can see. Okay, stop right there. All right. What I also like about it is, unlike the Infinity Bench, there's a handle. I don't know if you guys can see. There is a handle for adjusting the incline of the backrest. So the Exponent Edge Infinity Bench does not have that handle. What it does have is a closed ladder system, and the RitFit 3-section adjustable bench does not. So now that I've told you those things, let's remove. So for me, the Infinity Bench is better because it's has the advantage in that it's got a closed ladder system. The RitFit 3-section adjustable bench has an advantage in that the headrest folds all the way down, and it's got a handle. And the reason why that handle is important is because Naomi's always complaining about the Infinity Bench we have downstairs, because she's like, and me too, it's like, if you're not paying attention, you could pinch your fingers. One of the things that the RitFit bench has that we prefer is a 0 gap, okay? And the Infinity Bench has a pretty significant gap. But if you look at the Freak Athlete Infinity Bench collab, let's go ahead and share the screen real quick. I had to show y'all that to see why. All right, so I'm gonna
introduce it.
All right, so there we go. Kill the sound. All right, so you guys can see that it does incline. It does all that. But what you may not see is it's got a handle and a closed ladder system. All right, and it's got 0 gap at any angle. Automatic 0 gap. All right, so that right there, to me, solves a lot of problems at once. The only thing that it doesn't do, from what I can tell, is the headrest still stops at 90 degrees. So don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. But, you know, hey, this is still a giant step forward. In fact, I don't know why I took that off of here. I'm still supposed to be sharing my screen. So we can do that. All right, so let's go to the comment section. What do you guys think of this? So Trevor said the 0 gap design is pretty awesome. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, that's one of the biggest complaints Naomi has about the Infinity Bench. It's that huge gap. She says, I hate it. I completely hate it. And she was pretty mad at me because I got rid of the RitFit bench, because when it came out, I didn't, to be honest with you, I wanted to reach out to Jay to let him know. I didn't want Jay to get caught off guard by me having, you know, a competitor bench that's so similar to his. It's not a direct copy, but it's so similar to his. I was like, before I do that, I need to me, relationships are important, and I wanted to make sure Jay was cool with it. Plus, I had already promised Jay that I was going to get the Infinity Bench. So I went ahead, I paid for the Infinity Bench with my own, you know, paid full price, none of that discounts. I got it on pre-order like everybody else. And so I'm just as mad as y'all that I got it. And then right after that, this collaboration came out, and I had no idea this was coming. So I'm right there with you guys. But, you know, I do like the fact that they are taking this a step forward. Carlos says, I really like that 3-section style. The freedom and versatility seems great. So I'll tell you, Carlos, that I saw the Mikolo version. I think they call it the Bastet. And I don't know if I am a fan of that one, but I just want to let you know that these are not the only 2 options that are out there. If I were you, I would hang on and wait for the RitFit 3-section adjustable bench, because from a cost perspective, so the ABX is like $599. The RitFit bench, I think, was like $300. So that's another area where if you're looking for like a budget option that's still really good, the RitFit version will work. If you want to get top of the line, you know, then I would go with the Freak Athlete. And then of course, if you don't already have Freak Athlete products, you don't have stuff in the ecosystem, They also have, you know, you can put a leg developer on the end of it, and so and there the sit up attachment, dip attachment, and all that. One other thing about the dip attachment, let's see if we can scroll down here and see if we can pull it up here. Trying to see the, okay, so the dip attachment, you guys can see the dip attachment. It goes on kind of like the Iron Master Super Bench, where it goes on the end. So I do like that from a space saving standpoint. What I don't like is, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of the Freak Athlete attachments. Not because they don't work, but because you don't have anywhere to put them. I don't have anywhere to put them when I'm not using them. So I am looking for some better wall storage options for my Freak Athlete attachments, like the GHD attachment and the on our Hyper Pro, and the leg developer attachment. I hate saying leg developer. The leg extension leg curl attachment. That's like another thing I don't like. But if you're just now getting it, you don't have a leg extension leg curl, you don't have a thing, this would probably be good as an all-in-one. It's like 5 kind of things in one. So this might be a good option for you. Let's see here. Hey man, I'm trying to grow my arms to be as big as Jared's, man. Let's see here. Carb said, I wish they would just make stand vertical storage and closed ladder rail standard. To be honest with you, I don't know why they didn't have the closed ladder system. Well, they had the closed ladder system on the Infinity Bench, but I think that became problematic. That's why they don't have a handle on there, because RitFit had a handle but no closed ladder. However, I will say that when I was there in California, Tom, who was on the show before, and he's the California showroom manager, said that they are actually updating that version of the bench as well, based upon feedback. And I believe the new version is going to have a closed ladder system. So I would pump the brakes and not buy any 3-section adjustable benches from RitFit until the new version comes out, and you know it should be out pretty soon. And to that end, Matt Baliano from RitFit is going to be on the show next week, and that's going to be one of the things I ask him, because he's got like 5 new products he said he's going to announce. So, and updates to like 4 products. So that's going to be one of the topics we discuss next week. And Carb said about the Mikolo, the Bastet, that they have both, but it does have a gap. Otherwise, it's a solid budget option. Yeah, it's a budget option. Again, that gap. So the RitFit one, if I had to check all 3 that we've seen in person, so I've seen the Bastet in person, I've seen the RitFit 3-section adjustable bench in person, and I have the Infinity Bench. In fact, my son, when I say seen it in person, my son I had it. We gave it to our son, and he's got it in his home gym. So I actually just saw it when we were in California last a couple weeks ago. But out of all of those, I would go with the RitFit bench for right now. If I were just saying, okay, I just need one. But I want to wait until the update to the RitFit bench comes out before I make a firm decision about which one I would go with. Right now, the RitFit is the best budget option in my opinion, because it does not have a gap. Let's see. Angel Lopez, what's up? Is it Angel or Angel? Whichever it is, wake up, wake up, wake up. What's up? Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. You did not miss Recliner of Rage. I'm going to be crashing out in about 15 minutes. So you just stand by. Just stand by. All right. Okay. So that is it for the ABX. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. All right. Next item. Go ahead and get my. I always got to pull a note so I don't inadvertently go back over the same material again. All right. We had a teaser from Eleiko that they had some new bars coming out, and those bars are apparently here. So let's go ahead and check those out, see what they're what Eleiko. Oh, actually, hold up. Let's clear out some of this stuff here. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. All right, and get rid of that. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the Eleiko barbells. So these are their new barbells. They are subdivided into. Actually, you know what? I have a better option for this. For these Eleiko bars. Okay, yeah, so let's share this tab instead. All right, so these are the Eleiko barbells. So, yeah. So this is their, as part of their teaser, is like the announcement, right? Obviously, there's a very strong tradition with barbells. Eleiko is the reason why we have knurling on bars. And so I think these might be their first new barbells in a while. So these are the options that you have. And then we're going to go back to. All right. So that was their teaser video. And now let's go to here to check out the actual bars themselves. All right. So the bars are divided according to use case. Okay. So, they have the competition series that includes the International IWF, International Weightlifting Federation, weightlifting competition bars, and then the IPF, International Powerlifting Federation competition bars. So the weightlifting bar has basically more rotation, so the sleeves spin better because it's specifically for Olympic lifting and on the competition platform. Then the powerlifting bar has not as much spin. It's a stiff bar because it's going to be used for the squat, the bench, and the deadlift in IPF competitions. And the knurling is a little bit more aggressive. And then they've got the WPPO. I don't know what WPPO stands for. The WPPO powerlifting competition bar. And that is, I think, well, actually, maybe it's World Para Powerlifting Organization. And that bar is optimized for para powerlifting. So that's basically powerlifters who could compete in the Paralympics. They have a physical challenge of some sort. All right. So that's the first one. That's the competition series. Then they've got the training series, and the training series has let's see, it's got the they're supposed to mimic the competition experience. And that includes bars for powerlifting, for weightlifting, whatever. The IPF powerlifting training bar has enhanced corrosion resistance, and the weightlifting training bar is not like as precise as a competition bar, but it's still more precise. It gives you certified precision for your training session, so you know that if I got, I don't know, 200 kilos today, it's 200 kilos, just for example. All right. And then they've got a multi-purpose series that's going to be for all like you CrossFit type people out there. It's a performance bar. This one will probably be the one that'd be most interesting to somebody like Kurt, because the bar, they say it's got a sensor ready design. So it's set up so that you can attach your if you like want to check like your bar speed and stuff, the bar is optimized for you to be able to have that attached on there. It's got a center knurl, so you can squat with it. And then they've got what they call them. I'm looking at this. It's got a hybrid bar. So it's got a balanced rotational characteristics. So basically it's got decent sleeve spin, decent knurl. It's a bar that you can, a multi-purpose bar. And then, like I said, it's ideal for CrossFit. And then they also have a technique bar that's lighter, and it's good for just using for like skill development. That's also would be a good bar for like if you want to buy it for like a kid, or some women like to use technique bars as well. Hey, I'm telling you, it says sensor ready. Now I don't know what that means as far, because I don't use sensors in my training, but it said that's the only one they said is sensor ready. So I would assume because they have so many people who are high level athletes, some of whom use velocity things to track like the bar velocity, that they went, they said, hey, they got feedback from them about making their barbells a little bit more friendly for that sort of thing. So, hey, I don't know. You know what? And I'll tell you this: I have been working on getting Eleiko on my show, and that is definitely one of the things I'm going to ask. Like, hey, what do you mean by sensor ready? Because I would like to know. They don't go to HomeGymCon, but if I'm not able to get in touch with them, I will definitely ask them when we go to HFA in 2026 in San Diego. So if I don't have an answer soon, I'm going to have an answer eventually. And they'll also probably have that bar there at HFA, so I'll get to try it out. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, it's Angel. Hey, what's up, man? You were slinging the pizza. Hey, those pizzas are awesome. All right, so it's Angel Lopez. Yeah, man. Hey, first of all, you up way too early because you on the West Coast. You and I don't know which one did you call Mike and wake him up, or did he call you? Hey, I appreciate you being here, man. Hey, for all those of you who end up out in the Chino Hills area, anything like that, you need to hit up Sempre Pizza, because I'm telling you, those are some of the best pizza. My wife is a pizza stomp because she's from Brooklyn, and she said she gave the seal of approval. Those pizzas are awesome. I'm telling you, those pizzas are good. So yeah. Let's see. Hey, what's up? Another member of the British contingent has arrived. Matt, Bells of Steel is going to be here later on in the third hour, so I hope you're still able to check out the show, because we've got some questions that I'm going to definitely be asking them specifically about what you because I think you'd make a great ambassador for them in the UK. So yeah, I'm glad you're here, my man. Yes, I did see the Bastard. I saw the Bastard 2.0 came out. I don't think that's the version they had at HomeGymCon. It may have been, I'm not sure, but they got, to me, the Bastard got a lot of work to do. That's what I think. The Bastard's got a lot of work to do to catch up to RitFit, and definitely it's got a lot of work to do to catch up to the ABX. But hey, they're trying. Carp said, I like these types of benches, referring to the 3-section adjustables for accessories and cable movements if you have a functional trainer or cable tower. But I don't know if I want it as my regular flat bench like some of the beefy ones. Oh, no. I would never use, to me, those benches, the 3-section adjustable benches are not going to be like, I would not use that as my main bench. To me, it's an accessory bench, strictly an accessory bench. But as you guys know, I train with my wife. So having two benches gives us some flexibility, because if I'm bench pressing and she's doing, shoulders or arms or something, we don't have to, like take turns using the same bench. It just gives us some more options. So I'm definitely with you there. Let's see here. Home Gym Gains. Hey, Kevin, what's up, man? Hey, we have, quick note, at noon today, so probably way past your bedtime, Kevin, but at noon today, we have our reaction, Naomi and my reaction to the RitFit showroom in Chino Hills. And we shouted you out. We mentioned you near the end of the video, Kevin. And Matt says, I'm tempted to invest in a competition style deadlift bar instead of a training bar, instead of just the axle, so I can familiarize myself with it for competition day. I mean, I'm never going to interfere with somebody wanting a deadlift bar, a deadlift bar, if it's going to enhance performance. I don't think it's one of those things that you have to get, but hey, I'm also not going to tell you not to get it. Hey, ain't nothing like some new toys for the gym, right? Let's see. So Angel says, I have the RitFit 3-section bench, the beefy version. And yes, it's really, so you got the 75 by 75. And it's really nice. I'm telling you, it's it's nice, and they are upgrading it. So I'm a big fan. Let's see. Yeah, Sempre Pizza. In fact, you guys can follow them on Instagram. I'm telling you, that pizza is awesome. If you are in California in the Chino Hills area, find that dude. In fact, follow him on Instagram. And if you go to the Chino Hills area of California, message him and say, "Hey man, message him this question: where you at?" All right, and then go to that location because the pizza is worth it. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So let's move on. We're going to skip some stuff here. Real quick, Iron Master is having a sale. I do not have. Do I have a graphic? Yeah, I do. Iron Master is having a sale. The sale starts this Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, which I believe is 12 noon Eastern. So you guys want to, if you guys are interested in Iron Master products, that'd be a good time to check them out. I don't have a promo code or anything like that. I mean, like an affiliate code, but you can use code Foundation during the sale. So you save 22% on the IM 2000. And if you grab the Superbench Pro V version 2, you can save 22% on that too. So once again, use promo code Foundation in order to save on that. All right. So let's remove that. All right, so I have 2 guests coming up, and then in the final hour of the show, you guys do not want to leave after our final guest of the day, because I'm going to be telling you guys how I would fix HomeGymCon, okay? I've thought about it, and I've got I don't like to complain about stuff without giving solutions, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We're going to go into the 9 o'clock hour of the show, because I'm going to tell you guys how I would fix HomeGymCon. But right now, it's time to crash out and lash out. Recliner of Rage, go! It's the Recliner of Rage!
It's the Recliner of Rage, because he's not happy!
Okay, today's Recliner of Rage is dedicated to random brands that like emailing me suspect-looking emails for unfamiliar products. And I'm looking directly at you, 270-730-437. And yes, that is his/her/their actual email address. If you want me to pay attention to your emails, sending me a lot of them is not the way. I don't like giving problems. I always say it. I don't like giving problems without solutions. So I'm going to stop shuffling your emails to the shadow realm of my spam folder for this Friday only. And instead, I'm going to help you get your life together. Listen up. Step 1, take 5 minutes and create an email address using any one of the hundreds of options available worldwide. And I've done some legwork for you by Googling them because I'm a nice guy. So here are the top 8 results. Gmail offers 15 gigabytes of free storage and robust features for general use. You have to have this because you claim to watch my YouTube videos. So you have to have a Gmail address. It's time to use that Gmail account for more than setting up dummy YouTube accounts with no channel icon and a bogus alphanumeric name. Outlook.com has got lots of features, part of the Microsoft ecosystem. It makes it look like you have some sort of actual professional business that's engaged in legal commercial activities. Yahoo Mail, it's old school, but hey, it works better than what you got now. It comes with lots of free storage, but it's also an excellent way to let everyone know that your other email account ends in AOL. Then there's Proton Mail. I actually had never heard of it before I did this Google search, but they claim it's professional. However, I am going to side-eye you and be impressed by your commitment to privacy and security because of the end-to-end encryption if I see you have a Proton Mail address. However, I will say that in your favor, if you do have a Proton email web address, I have some reasonable expectation that our conversations will not end up on the dark web. So there's that. Then there's iCloud Mail. If you send me an email with iCloud Mail, it's once again better than what you got now, what you've been using so far, but it also tells me that you don't have an office or even a laptop and you instead handle all of your business from your iPhone or iPad without telling me you don't have an office or even a laptop and you instead handle all of your business from your iPhone or iPad. Zoho Mail will tell me that you're a professional, but also that you run a small startup and you probably have limited funds. But hey, at least if you use that, you're at least trying, unlike now. Mail.com, I guarantee you, there, what's your name again? 270-730-437. I guarantee you, if you send me something with a mail.com URL, I will never, that means never, ever open any attachment you send me, because I know the file size will be so big, it will use up too much of my remaining time on earth before Jesus returns to save me from anonymous emails from people with numeric email addresses who are probably texting me from their phone in a small village in Pakistan. Stop it! Tuta, no, I don't even know how to pronounce that. If you use this provider, I promise you an all expense paid trip free to my spam folder. Send the email in Russian for faster service if you want to end up in the junk file fastest. All right? But with all that being said, now you got some options. I did the Google search for you. I helped you out. Stop emailing me the bogus emails. Stop filling up my dang email inbox with your foolishness. Pick a reputable email service that I will recognize. Give me some context for the product you want me to check out. Make sure it's got nothing to do with hair dryers, lawnmower robots, human health, or fictitious garage lighting companies, because I'm sick of getting those emails too. Stop it. Just stop it. I feel that I may scare my guests because of my real, not imagined, not faked rage at spam email. But at the same time, I know every single one of you is mad at spam. So I am, once again, I am the voice of the people, because we're all crashing out and lashing out together, because that's why we're here. Oh my God. I just want to shake them. I just want to grab them and shake them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. That's all I want to do. All right. I'm going to go to the comment section to allow me to calm down a little bit. Let's see what y'all do. Let's see if you amp me up or you calm me down. Carlos said spam. Oh, yeah, it's funny when it ain't you, isn't it, Carlos? Carp said, I love it when it's in a foreign language and they reach out in an email. Yeah, what am I supposed to do with that? If I got to use Google Translate to read your email, I'm not interested. Hey, 5 a.m. Squawk Club, you came at the right time. We're currently crashing out and lashing out about spam emails. Matt said 100%. First of all, Matt, all my rage is valid. It just sometimes I'm crashing out about trivial things, and I acknowledge that. Okay. Yes, spam is annoying. Yes, yes, I am mad. Oh, my bad. Matt said that I bled out, that I blew out the mic. Hey, I'm telling you, why is it hot? Maybe that's why it's hot. I'm actually very angry about this. Y'all just don't know how much of the spam I've been getting from this dude with a phone number as his email address. I just want to go off. You know what? I know exactly what to do. I know what to do, because we can't derail the show with this. Okay. Calm down. Take a breath. You don't need no high blood pressure, plus you got a whole show to do. So just calm all the way down. That's better. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I needed to do that. All right. It is almost 7 o'clock. It's almost 7 o'clock. Shout out to the Central Time Zone and all of you who watch and comment each Friday. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks to everyone who just joined us from LinkedIn. I'm glad that you guys are here, because if you were not here, I would be all by myself. And we don't want me to be all by myself. So that means I need to see your comments in the live chat. We got guests coming up within the next 10 minutes. We got Dave and Mike from Get RX'd. And so if you guys have questions about Get RX'd, if you have questions about ZBEX, go ahead and start putting those in the live chat. This is intended to be a conversation with all of us together. So don't be, this is not the time to lurk. I want to see all of you guys jumping in here and getting active in the chat. And that includes those of you who are on LinkedIn. And speaking of them, Dave, Mike, you guys ready? Okay, so Dave's ready. Mike, can you hear me? You ready? I can't hear you. So you got to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs up. All right, good. All right. So my first guests today are Mike. I hope I pronounced this correctly. Mike Lian and Dave Huang from Get RX'd and ZBEX Fitness. Now, both brands are subsidiaries of the parent company Multisports, which was founded in 1985. So they've got not only a 4-decade legacy of delivering quality products, but also a genuine focus on product innovation, especially when it comes to the home gym space. A lot of times you have brands that have been around for a long time. You can call them a legacy brand, and they don't do a lot of innovation, and that is not the case with GetRX'd and Zebex. So I'm super excited about having these guys on here. You guys make sure you give them a warm welcome. Let's go ahead and welcome our first guest to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, John,
What's
thank
up?
you for having us.
Hey, Dave, Mike, thanks for getting up way too early. Ni hao ma?
Late.
Hey, good, yeah. How's this shit? All right, man. I say, man, you know, this is so you guys are like 13 hours. No, you're 12 hours ahead of me. So it's like what, 6:52 right now, your time?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right, cool.
6:52
All right,
PM.
so all right, I will try not to keep you up way too late, okay? But I am super excited about having you guys on here, and we do have a few. I know we have at least one question in the chat for you guys, so we'll go ahead and we'll jump into the questions that I sent you, and then as the chat questions come in, we'll answer those as well. So let's go back to the beginning. As I mentioned, you can both chime in where it makes the most sense, but as I mentioned, the original business was Multisport, and that was founded by Mike's parents in 1985. Then Mike, you and your sister Alice launched GetRX'd and Zebex in 2010, and this was tied to, like so many other things, it was tied to the popularity of CrossFit, the rise in popularity of CrossFit. And a lot of people, when Greg Glassman, he wrote that article about the garage gym on CrossFit main site, all these people started who did CrossFit. They're like, well, they're looking at the box, the cost to join a box, and they say, hey, this garage gym thing looks like a pretty good idea. So then there became a increased demand for quality home gym equipment. But in fact, this is a good time to ask Jared's question. A lot of people don't know the difference between GetRX'd and Zebex, all right? And he said it's cardio equipment Zebex. That's how I understand it. That Zebex is like the cardio, cross training stuff, and then GetRX'd is like a distributor and retailer. It's okay. I'm gonna let you guys explain that. Is that correct, or am I way off base?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, you're 99% correct. Zebex
What
is our
colors?
cardio brand. Yeah, Zebex
Okay.
is our cardio brand. It does so we try to focus on like all the hit cardio pieces, rower, air bike, curved treadmill. We have our wheeled sled, and then
Okay.
GetRX'd is our strength brand. So it's just two
Okay.
different brands. GetRX'd is our strength brand, Zebex is our cardio brand.
Okay, but GetRX'd is also a distributor of Zebex equipment, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So it's set up as two different companies, and so GetRX'd is the distributor of Zebex equipment in the US.
Okay, so let me ask. So then that leads to this question: why was it important? And because you guys did this in 2010, why was it important to start two brands instead of just saying, okay, you know what, we've already got Multisport, it's already a recognized name. Let's just add all of those. Let's just add these products to the existing brand. Why was it important to start two separate brands?
So when we came out with GetRX'd in 2010, it was separate than Multisports because we wanted to be CrossFit specific. That was back in 2010 when, CrossFit was really, really popular. Multisports was mainly like a wholesale business, so it didn't have that much of a brand recognition because we were selling all through retailers, so all wholesale, right? So the customers more had a relationship with their distributors rather than with Multisports. So we came out with the GetRx brand because A, we wanted to sell direct, and B, we wanted to be, really focused on the CrossFit market. After that, we came out with Zebex. And this portion, Zebex came out in about 2014, 2015. We were thinking to
Okay.
have a different brand because there were other companies that were also doing similar equipment to GetRx who we felt like would be interested in selling the Zebex brand, but not the GetRx brand.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're starting to get they said that you guys are basically in the future. They want to know if you've got the lotto numbers for us. You tell us what happened. Do not answer that question unless you do. So For Mike, your U.S. hub is in Houston, Texas, but you guys are in your headquarters in Taiwan. That's where you are right now. I know there are probably business advantages, but is your status as a Taiwanese American why you guys chose to manufacture in Taiwan versus manufacturing in mainland China, like so many other brands do?
So we actually manufacture in both countries. We manufacture our
Okay.
GetRx products in China, and then we manufacture the Zbex cardio equipment in Taiwan. Um,
Okay.
so my sister Alice, she runs the U.S. office. That's where I started with the company in the U.S. office. I was there from 2010 when we started GetRx to about 2019. And then about 2019, I moved out to Taiwan to focus on the Zbex brand like more full time, so I could be closer to our manufacturing partners here in Taiwan. Um, so Zbex, I was very, very focused on Zbex from 2019 to about, I would say, like towards the end of last year, we started coming back to GetRx because we were seeing, how popular the home gym community was coming. I know we missed a bit of a wave with COVID, but we were seeing
Right.
how popular the home gym community was coming and how popular strength was becoming. And that's kind of when we changed focus. I guess it would be, yeah, mid last year, 2024, we changed all of our focus back to GetRx.
All right. So, question for you, Dave. Like, so there are two brands, right? So it's GetRx and the Zbex, and there are tons of major companies that have multiple brands under one umbrella. You got Universal Nutrition on the supplement side, so they have Universal Nutrition. They've got Animal. Toyota has Toyota and Lexus. They're under the same thing, so that's not strange. But since you're the marketing guy and you said you're the creative guy, explain to our audience the advantages for them of having both Zbex Fitness and the GetRx line. Mike explained what the advantages are for you guys.
Yeah.
But what are the advantages to the audience or potential customers of having the two brands operating side by side that way? And you can feel free to blame Mike, or you can apologize for making the names so hard to spell, because I know nobody knows how to spell Zbex, and very few people know how to spell GetRx.
Yeah. Well, funny thing is, I actually started when Mike hired me. I was actually working solely for Zbex side. I didn't know about the RX'd side at the time.
Oh wow!
For
Okay.
1 year, so I was doing a lot of content creating for the Zbex side. So I did a lot of the rowers, the air bikes, the sleds, the treadmills. So I got until when we started pumping out a lot of content for Zbex. That's when Mike wanted me to actually switch gears to head over to RX'd side. And we started working on different strength equipments on that side. So I also kind of started slow from one side and then popping to the other side. And then now we're combining both sides together. So with the template that I made from all these previous content creation, I can actually pump out more product. Say, for instance, like I can use Zbex's template to actually work on different RX'd products as well. And that's just on the creative side of just making sure that every day we do have some content creation. So all the customers can know that we do have the offerings of both cardio and strength.
Okay.
So it's kind of combining together now this year and just kind of moving as synergy instead of like really separating them.
Oh, I get you. So okay, that makes sense. They're walking arm in arm now instead of kind of like waving at each other. All right. So we've got.
I feel like sorry, I feel like a big advantage of both brands is, I mean, we offer everything under the same roof. So a lot of times we outfit an entire gym, and you need both strength and cardio from us or from somebody, right? So I guess it makes it much easier for it to be all one shipment from us, and then we can kind of package everything together for you guys.
All right, so got a comment, says Kurt says the Kurt Locker says, I love my XT3. He got it used. Okay. He said the monitor Friday was missing the plate post when he got it used, but it's an amazing piece. He said he just throws a 250-pound sandbag on it. And let's see here. 5 a.m. Squat Club. Hey, I ain't mad at you, man. Shoot your shot. He said my YouTube channel is a follow follow along morning workout based around CrossFit. Would you guys like to sponsor him? I will say before they answer that this is typically not how I recommend you reach out for sponsorships, but hey, you got to shoot your shot. So y'all go ahead, take that. Actually, how about this? Go ahead.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, if you're looking for like some sort of partnership or sponsorship with us, I think send us an email. Let us know like your social channels, your YouTube, your Instagram, everything like that. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then a lot of people do this, and then we get back to you guys and let you know like if there's something we can offer, or if we have any additional questions.
Okay, that's actually what I was going to say. Let's modify it and say, how would you prefer for people to reach out if you want, if they're looking for something like that. Got a question from Jared. He said, and so you see how he spelled GetRx, right? All right. So I'm gonna say, let me say, this is what happened when I asked AI how to spell it, right? This is what happened. Look at that, right? It says the correct phrase is get RX, capital R, capital X, apostrophe, with the apostrophe and lowercase d to indicate the abbreviation for as prescribed. But RX with the lowercase x is how most people, I think, want to spell it. And then sometimes you guys don't use the apostrophe. So everybody is like confused right now. So Jared, don't feel bad. I actually I literally, when I was writing up the questions for you guys, I Googled it. I said, okay, well, what's the right way? And that's how I figured it out. But to go with Jared's question, what's your favorite product? And you can each answer.
Okay. Yeah. Well, sorry about the brand name. I also agree that GetRx is a little too hard to say and spell, and I realize that we're sometimes inconsistent on how we're spelling it. I wish I could go back in 2010 and have chosen a different name, but yeah, I'm sometimes thinking about like what other brand name could we use, and is it worth it to change our brand from GetRx to something else? Because now with CrossFit kind of not as popular as it once was, it's also, I feel like, not the best either to have such like a CrossFit specific brand name. So if you guys have something that you would recommend that you think would be cool for us, I mean, we're all ears, so that'd be awesome. But yeah, to answer Jared's question, let me see. Favorite product, definitely the Tornado Racks. I think the Tornado Racks has given us so much attention this year, and it's it's a full rack system. You got everything all in one, such a compact footprint. You could do literally everything on it. Most underrated product, that's a tough one. Most underrated product. I think maybe the Zebex Trekker 4000. I think that one is that kicks your butt because it's a high incline. You can use it as a sled, you can use it as walking, you can use it as running, and it just, yeah, it destroys you. But not that many people know about it, so I would say that's an underrated product for us.
Okay, so the Zebex, so this right here, the Zebex Trekker 4000, you said, because that's what we're here for. We're gonna make sure everybody knows what this is. Let's see that right there.
Yeah,
okay,
that's the one. Yeah.
So look, shipping is included, $11.99. What kind of warranty does this thing have on it?
This is a 5-year frame and welds,
Okay.
and then 2-year moving parts and electronics.
Nice. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually a really good price point for a treadmill too, because I always tell people, like, with a treadmill, you want to buy something that's commercial grade, even if it's for your house, because you think about it, like the volume, like the number of people using it is going to be lower, but it's probably going to be in somewhere like a garage that's not designed to have electronic parts and things like that in there. And so if you get a commercial grade piece, it's going to be a little bit more forgiving than some of those cheap things that you see on like Amazon or whatever. So that's actually, I actually like that. That's a solid product. What about you, Dave? What's your favorite product, and what do you think is the most underrated product?
I think recently been testing a lot of the Phoenix cable tower,
Okay.
and the Viper. So
Okay.
kind of like how the Viper is designed. I actually more enjoy the Viper's kind of versatility as well, because if you have a small home space, the Viper actually works pretty well as a very small footprint. And
Okay.
so you have the versatility to do a lot of like the basic lateral downs, low rolls, chest flies, reverse flies. So it's actually quite a versatile piece as well. And the most underrated one, I'll go with the XT4 sled. I actually like
Okay.
sled work myself, and I think the XT4 itself, it's also very versatile.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's check out. So
Yeah,
let's go back to the Viper real quick. Hang on. So Mike, before we get into that, I want to let everybody know. So basically, the Viper is going to be available on the 23rd of this month, but you guys are currently accepting pre-orders. Is that right? On the
yeah,
Viper
that's
cable
right. And
power?
whenever we have a pre-order where it's like its first production batch coming in, we always have a 10% discount. So that 10% discount is going to be available until September 23rd. That's when we're getting the product into our USA warehouse to start shipping out.
Sweet.
I was
Okay.
gonna say the XT4 sled is a great underrated product too, because I've been doing I
Check
think
that out.
everybody knows about knees over toes guys now, but also low back ability. He always recommends doing backward sled walks to like warm up the lower back too, or like warm up the knees, but to get into the lower back. So I've been
Okay.
following what low back ability does, and he's big on sleds as well. So yeah, great underrated product
Okay.
as well.
Nice. Okay. So I see that right there. One thing I still remember when like the first sleds came out and they didn't have like any tires because the idea was, like the friction was better for you. But I actually like how sleds now have wheels and they just do other things to control the resistance. So yeah, this looks like a solid product. I like that from a design standpoint. Because I mean, I'm just remembering when we had our sled and we'd be out in the cul-de-sac, especially if you're working out first thing in the morning. The neighbors are not happy with you when you're pushing that sled out there with all that like all that frick. Yeah, it's horrible. It's like nails on a chalkboard. So yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
So let's see
This
here.
one you can definitely assert your dominance in the neighborhood by pushing it around the neighborhood. So
oh, of course,
you
yeah.
definitely look the coolest.
So we got another question here, and so the Chilichana 2.5 and 5 kilogram training plates. Are you guys bringing in similar ones from Qingdao Radar? So I don't know what he's talking about, but hopefully you do. 2.5 and
I
5
know
kilogram training.
Qingdao. Yeah, I know Qingdao Radar, but no, we're not bringing in those from Qingdao Radar. But yeah, I know the company.
Okay, you know what? I think that actually goes to something that I was going to ask you guys a little bit later, but let's go ahead and just jump on that right now. A lot of people think that you guys are simply just I think I said something like it was on one of your posts that somebody said, okay, well, this is the same product as something else. It's probably all made in the same factory in China. That's like the perception. So, Mike, first of all, talk about the difference. You said that you guys manufacture GetRx'd in China and you manufacture Zebex in Taiwan. So talk about some of the differences there and talk about, the advantages of manufacturing in Taiwan versus China. And then just, if you can, just kind of clear that up. Because like I said, people have there is a general impression that just about everything that's made in China comes out of the same factory. I realize it's a big country, but everybody says, oh no, there's just this one factory that's making everything for everybody. So if you could just clear that up for me.
Yeah. But yeah, so like most of the time the factories in China, they specialize in one thing. So let's say your steel tubing factories, they specialize in making racks and rigs and things like that. Your bumper plate factories, they just make bumper plates. Your kettlebell factories, they just make kettlebells. Very rarely do you get I mean, I've never seen a factory that literally makes everything. And then most of the time, the brands that work with the different factories, they like if you're in the US and your competitor is X, Y, and Z, you're not going to use the same factory as X, Y, and Z. So our factory that manufactures for GetRx, they don't manufacture for any other USA brands. So yeah, short answer is it's not coming from the same factory. There are sometimes things that get copied a bunch of times, and then it might look like that it's from the same factory, but there's definitely going to be some quality differences, and then how well you do the QC and things like that. To answer your question about Taiwan versus China, so our Zebex Cardio is made in Taiwan. I feel like the Taiwan, let's say the Taiwan ecosystem for parts for cardio equipment is a little bit more built out in Taiwan. Taiwan's more known for making, let's say, more sophisticated equipment, I would say. So like your top brands like Life Fitness, Techno
Right.
Gym, a lot of those really, really big brands are
Techno Gym is
manufacturing in
huge.
Taiwan
Yeah.
for a reason. Yeah, for a reason for the cardio equipment. I should rewind. Techno Gym does make some stuff in Italy, but they also make some stuff in Taiwan. So, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is Taiwan is more known for making more sophisticated equipment. So we felt it was best for cardio to be made in Taiwan since it needs, a little bit more sophistication, better parts that you're using and things like that, and then a little bit more, I would say, attention to detail. Whereas the strength, it's a lot of tubing and things like that. So it's not as complex as cardio.
Oh, I don't want to like derail this with like a financial tariff questions, but is there? I believe there's a tariff difference between Taiwan and China, correct? How does that affect you guys as far as your business, since you're having to ship stuff from both places?
Yeah, so tariffs are, I think, affecting, I mean, it's got to be affecting everybody, but
Sure,
right now tariffs from China are adding to our costs, and so are tariffs from Taiwan. We're hoping that
but it's
the
not the same
US
amount, is
and
what I'm
these com
getting at.
no, it's not the same amount. It's a little bit lower
Okay,
coming from Taiwan. It's about
that's what I
20%
thought.
lower coming from Taiwan. Yeah,
Okay,
but overall manufacturing costs are still a little bit higher than in Taiwan just because, like I said, it's more sophisticated manufacturing.
okay,
So in the end, it actually kind of evens out a little bit.
I got you. Okay, okay. So we have a question that I didn't anticipate, but it's actually a good one. Are you guys located in downtown Houston?
Yes, our U.S. headquarters is located in East Downtown Houston. If you CBS TCR, if you're from Houston,
Yeah.
we're in Edo. We're right next to the Minute Maid Park.
Well, he's basically trying to figure out a way to get an invite to go by your facility. So yeah, that's just good. He wants to know if he can visit.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Our showroom is open 9 a.m., 5 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. We have
Okay.
we have like I would say most of our equipment set up there that you can go in and try and test. And if you like stuff, you can take it same day from our warehouse, our adjacent warehouse next to our showroom.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'll grab the address for the Houston location, Carlos, and that way you can and I'll put it in the chat. That way you can stop by there. You want to check them out. Um. Well. All right. So Sherry Lee said, "Wow, GetRx Michael is handsome." So hey, you know what?
Uh,
Your fans demand.
that's my wife.
Bam. There you go. Hey, you know, you're supposed to say my fans. There you go. All right. There
My
you go.
fan, my
Okay.
number one fan, my number
There
one
you
fan, my
go.
wife.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Mrs. Lee, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right. All
Thank you, honey.
Hey, look, don't feel bad. My mom watches the show too, so she'll put messages sometimes like, "Hey, mom," like at least one person is watching. Thank you. Yeah. So let's see here. We got a bunch of people who are coming in here. They said that the Viper is cool. Apparently Kurt uses his XT3 to train a softball team. He said they love it and he loves it.
That's
Now,
awesome.
and then Carp wants to know, what do you guys think about all the other companies that are coming out with like free motion cable arms?
Yeah, it's I mean, we welcome competition. We welcome competition. I think that's going to elevate our brand, and all the other brands. The whole industry is going to be elevated from competition. Um, we've filed patents on our design. There's a few that could have an issue. I mean, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I would say we welcome fair competition. If it's something where you're not directly copying us and you're not infringing on something that we went and patented, then we have no problem with it. I mean, what else can you do, right?
Sure, it's going to be out there. Dave, does that make it difficult for you from a marketing standpoint? Like I mentioned that you did a post about the Hyperglide, and people were saying that it looked like something else. So does that make things tough for you from a marketing standpoint, getting the word out if people are like they can't immediately look at a product that you guys make and recognize it as a GetRx or a ZBEX product? Does that make your job tougher?
Makes my commenting back tougher, but I push out content, so I will have to. I focus on mostly what the product can do and what can I push even more from the product itself. And I think from RX'd this year, we wanted to actually push out this idea that our branding is also kind of integrating and also upgrading into unlocking more stuff. So we'll be up unlocking more like versatilities for every product that we're going to push coming this year or next year.
All right. I wanted to also, you mentioned patents,
Sorry,
Michael.
John. Could I just add one more thing about the free motion arms? I also wanted to mention that like we have like I guess first mover advantage. So uh, when we're producing things, we get a ton of feedback from the community, and me and Dave, we have a meeting with our other guy, Kevin. We look at every single comment on YouTube, every single comment on our Instagram. We read every single message about feedback of our equipment. Actually, Dave and I go over it twice a week, and then we go over it with Kevin a third time. I feel like we might do it 3 times a week if I'm counting correctly. But anyways, first mover advantage. So we read every comment, we get a lot of feedback, and I feel like the good thing about being first and then the other people coming behind us is we're gonna try to be a step or two ahead at all times as well. So yeah, we welcome the competition, and then I'd also like to let everybody know that we read everything that you guys send us. We have meetings about it, and Dave always gives me screenshots or like copy and pastes the messages. It's like, hey, did you see this one? Or is there anything we can improve here or there? And then so we're going to try to stay a step ahead on the free motion arms too, or our tornado pivot arms.
Well, I was actually going to ask you, Mike, you mentioned patents, but are those patents in China or are they patents in the United States or both? Because don't you have to have patents in specific, or I'm sorry, and in Taiwan too? Yeah.
Yeah, so we file patents in multiple countries because we actually are selling in like the UK, Australia as well. So we filed patents in a bunch of different countries. We already got the patent approved in China, and some of the people that are copying us in China, we're already taking action, and then we're patent pending in the remaining countries outside of China. But I'm thinking, so it was filed in last July of 2024, and what I've been told is that it should be like any time now that our patent is approved in the US and the other countries.
I like that. This is a little bit of a nerd thing from me because I'm a wordsmith, right? And I love this sentence I saw on your website. It's born from a family of builders, doers, and innovators. We've spent nearly 4 decades creating smarter tools for real athletes, the ones who train in garages before sunrise, who lift between meetings, or who carve out time between parenting and purpose. I think that's a bar. So, Dave, how closely do you work with the web designers, the technical writers, the social media people? Like, how closely do you guys work? Do you work with everybody to make sure that everything matches that? That's not quite your mission statement, but you know what I mean? Like, to make sure everything you put out on social media aligns with that sentence right there from your about page, so that it's like people can immediately say, I said something about how somebody can't always look at a product and tell it to get RX'd, but they should be able to tell that anything that you put out from a social media standpoint or on the website is Get RX because it feels like Get RX. What are the challenges there, and how closely do you have to work with your team in multiple countries to get that done?
Very close. No.
Yeah.
So the new what's it called, the paragraph that you just read, is actually an updated branding statement this year. So myself, Mike, and Kevin. So we actually sit down and just brainstorm, and actually pushing Mike to give us what's the backstory behind RX'd, because I don't know about it. Kevin doesn't know about it. And then that's where we actually squeezed out all the storylines that we can actually make out of this whole new statement that RX'd is what's it about, and how we're going to proceed further and make it a better future for RX'd.
I think that's important, man, because how can I say this? There's a difference in between an American company founded in Texas that had to move some of its manufacturing overseas for the sake of cost. And what I think a lot of people perceive you guys as, and I say a lot because of feedback I got when I was reaching out to people, asking them like basically, hey, what do you guys want to know about GetRX? What do you want to know about ZBEX, right? And I think that there's a perception that it's the other way around, that it's like a company from China that's trying to enter the US market. And so I think there's a huge difference between the reality that you guys are really an American success story that is manufacturing overseas and not an overseas company trying to enter the US market to compete with American companies. Does that make sense, Mike?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, yeah, we've been an American company since 1985. It just so happens that I live in Taiwan to be closer to our manufacturing, and we
Right.
have a product development team here, and I want to be closer to our product development team because I feel like at the end of the day, the most important thing about our company is the products we put out there. So like, I'd rate that, like 80%. That's going to drive 80% of our business is the type of products we're putting out there. So, yeah, the U.S. headquarters is in Texas, like you said. We started in 1985. We're definitely an American company. My family's Taiwanese, but we're Taiwanese American. But
Yeah.
yeah, I moved out to Taiwan specifically to, be closer to our product development team and our manufacturing.
So this is a random question. I didn't include it in the questions I sent you. But what's harder, not speaking Chinese or Mandarin with a Texas accent, since you're from Texas, or or learning Mandarin, or not, or when you go back to America and you're like speaking English or whatever, not forgetting and using a Chinese word, in like a meeting or something when you're trying to describe something. Like, you just see what I'm saying? Like, because I know, like, whenever this is a kind of a random thing, but when I was in high school, we had like sort of like some electives where they were trying to say, hey, like, what electives do you want to take? And so they kind of gave us like almost, it was like speed dating the electives, right? So I learned like 3 phrases in Mandarin. Okay, so it was like ni hao ma and hao shi shi,
Yeah.
and then what's the other one? Oh yeah, ni zhao shi ming si. Okay, and then they told me that, yeah, so everybody says that, hey, your accent is really good. I'm like, well, heck, I learned it when I was 16. I'm 52 now. I've been saying it for a long time, right? But I also understand that it's possible to speak a language, but with the accent of the other language of your native tongue. So when you first got to Taiwan, the people look at you like, why are you saying like, ni jiao shi ming si, y'all? Like, was that hard for you?
Yeah, so like when I hang out with my friends here, it's very clear that I'm from Texas and I didn't grow up in Taiwan at all. Like basically everyone knows. I mean, I say y'all. I think I'm sure there's a few other things. I love sandwiches and burgers and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody knows that I'm very, very Texan, and people call me a banana. Yeah, I've been called a banana like my whole life, like white on the inside, because where I grew up, it was like all white people. So yeah, so everyone calls me a banana, white on the inside, yellow on the outside.
I've never heard that, but that's like the Oreo for black people. Okay, that's hilarious, man.
Okay,
I'm just so like. It just occurred to me. I was like, wait a minute, he's from Texas. He lives in Taiwan. And I still remember when I took Spanish, I ended up taking Spanish. So I'm in like honor Spanish class. And you have people who are like perfect in terms of translation, and in writing, it was perfect. But then they say, yo hablo español. When they were talking, you're just like, dude, that's not good. You're going to have to work on that. So yeah, I was just curious about that. Let's talk about products. Because it seems like every time I open up my Instagram, Dave is sending me a DM. And I appreciate that. Don't stop. Where you're announcing a new product drop. So we already mentioned the Viper cable tower. What the limitation I found with cable stacks, with single stacks, is they don't go wide enough on cable flies, right? You can get around it with like reverse flies, but with flies, it's like you can't go out wide enough unless you get an add-on. How did you address that problem with the Viper? Is it just like are you able to rotate it all the way out? And I mentioned the Phoenix because when I first saw it, I saw the Phoenix cable tower, and I said, oh wait, they probably just move the arms all the way out to the side and then rotate in the pulleys. But how do you address the limitation of not being able to go wide enough with a single stack with the Viper. Either one of you guys can mention it. Actually, we'll go with Dave because you're the one that did the product demo. So we'll put you on the hot seat.
My wingspan is very, very different from the US standard male guy's wingspan. So I can get a really good stretch out of it easy. But I think like we did have a few comments regarding like, are you guys making the tornado arms longer? So we actually are looking into like figuring out better length for the tornado arms, especially for the towers. A lot of people will get very limited in the stretch out of it. So that's something we're working on currently. And just stay tuned. We will showcase it soon. And that will be worked on.
So you understand what I'm saying, though, is like, let me see here, because I'm looking at the Phoenix. So you see how like the Phoenix tower is like if you push it all the way out to the side, then you rotate the pulleys in, you kind of get a little bit more range of motion. But it's still, so that's better than what's most of what's out there. But that's the reason why I was so excited about your tornado arms that go on your functional trainers. I said, oh, that would solve the problem if you could just put it on a single stack. So in terms of, since you already are aware of the problem, is it basically a case of just making the arms longer, Michael?
Well, so fully stretched out, it's 45 inches, which is basically the same as like right now rack integrated functional trainers are all around 45 inches. So it's going to match basically what you get from, let's say, a Rogue FM6 or a Rep Aris, any rack
that would be the Viper
functional trainer. It's about,
so the Viper,
both the Viper and the Phoenix when stretched out are 45 inches. Both of them are. Yeah.
End to end.
And then if you want,
so just under 4 feet.
Yeah. And then, and then if you wanted to get a little bit more, Dave actually found a hack where you can connect, a chain with like a handle and you can get a little bit more stretch that way. So we're actually making a new handle that will have like different loops on it. So you can make it long or you can make it a little bit shorter. Actually, I saw somebody in the comments earlier, Carp's Gym, if he's in here still. I know he has our Phoenix cable tower. He could let us know what he thinks of the wingspan of it, but 45 inches was like, somewhere where we thought that would be comfortable and not too long would be too heavy. We are prototyping longer arms to work with our tornado racks because it's like a single arm on a single trolley. But if you wanted longer arms on our dual trolley design, so it's for these cable towers, it'd be like dual trolley, then it becomes much heavier. So we're not really, we're still thinking about if that's worth the trade-off. To get the longer arm. Oh, so Carp's Gym said daisy chain. Yeah, so he did the same hack that Dave was doing. So we'll be showing that in our upcoming content. But basically, there are ways to get more, let's say, range beyond the 45 inches.
I mean, I know that it also becomes an issue of weight if you make the arms too long. So I get that there's some of the design or issues that are on the back end, but I was just wondering if you guys are like working, like how you guys are working through that, because that's literally the number one problem that I see with most single stacks is that you don't get enough range of motion. You feel like you're kind of like you're doing like this to do cable fly. Yeah, it just feels, and there's also then you end up with a little bit more friction because the pulleys are rubbing against each other. So so that's something I'm definitely looking forward to seeing.
We also have the Phoenix going out to a couple reviewers. I'm sure that everybody watches also. So I'm sure we'll be hearing how everyone thinks. And the Phoenix table tower, we had it on pre-order for, I want to say like a month or so, and then we had a bunch sold. So a lot of them are being shipped out as we speak. Not literally as we speak, but this week and next week. So it's I think we're going to get feedback really soon if 45 inches is suitable for a lot of people.
If I had known Carp had this at his house, I would have swung by there last time I was in Nashville. Holding out on me, Carp. But yeah, he says not bad as is, but if you need longer wingspan, the multi-grid panels or some sort of daisy chain will help you out a lot. So there we go. Carp, if you have a review of that, go ahead and throw that in the live chat so people can check it out. put the link in the chat. I know you're driving, but just put the link in the chat. That way everybody who's watching can check it out. And then I'll copy that and put it in the video description for the replay, gang. So everybody who's watching on replay will be able to see it. Appreciate it. Okay, so all right, we already talked about that. Then my wife, Naomi, was watching your demo of the Hyperglide, Dave. And she wanted to know how big. In fact, I'll go ahead and I'll pull it up while you're talking about it. But she wants to know how big the footprint is for the Hyperglide.
How big is it?
Yeah, what's your footprint in terms of for your Hyperglide? How big is your footprint?
The depth is 58 inches, and width is 38 inches. And with the height, it's like roughly 46 inches. I will kind of compare it to oversized Lazy Boy.
Okay.
It'll be similar to that size, but then a little bit taller.
Okay.
From that point, because he also asked, just wanted to know if.
Okay. And then how easy was it for you to switch from one exercise to the next?
I'll say there's a lot of adjustment points on that particular.
Now, as a novice, because she's like, okay, yeah, obviously you've used it a lot, but the first time was it hard?
Time,
yeah,
I struggled to figure out what goes where and what turns where.
Okay.
But I think after like a few like different adjustments, I figured out what's the best way like to accommodate my size of doing like, the leg press or like the leg extension, some of it. And I think what's special about this piece is also that we have eyelets that we can actually connect cables to, and we were thinking already of also adding that into the tornado rack kind of system, so we can actually use it with the weight stacks as well.
So it's a
constantly thinking about different ideas, yeah.
So it's a GHD, a reverse hyper, a Roman chair hyperextension, Nordic bench, and leg extension, leg curl. So it's like 5 things in one. What's the challenge, Michael, for something like that? Like, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, it's like, if you do too many things, you don't do any of them well. So what's the challenge for designing something like that that's a multifunctional piece and still making sure that it operates in all of those, each one of those functions efficiently, not just efficiently, but effectively?
Yeah, that's a great question. I wanted to mention the dimensions of the product are always listed at the last photo of our image scroller, or at the bottom where the spec table is on the Hyperglide. So if your wife wanted to look at the footprint there, she can always pull it up. But that just comes down to I guess our gut, like, our product design team, really. We need to figure out, like, are these added functions worth the trade-off of a little bit more setup, or perhaps things not being, a little bit more complicated, a little bit more complex? Is it worth the trade-off or the added cost? Generally speaking, I want to say, like, so what Dave was talking about with Kevin, we've been talking about our brand a lot. And the paragraph that you read earlier in the About Us is we want to unlock more. That's basically like the tagline we want to go with for our brand. We want to unlock more. So when we design a piece of equipment, we're always thinking about how do we offer more. So whether that be more exercises that you can do, or how it can save you up with more time that you can spend with your family and things like that. That's basically the design philosophy we go into with everything. We want to be able to do more with this piece of equipment. But when is more a little bit too much? That's that kind of just comes down to each piece of equipment, and then what our product design team does when they're testing it and designing it, and where we draw the line, basically. So that's kind of hard to say, in my opinion, but every little product's different. But yeah, basically we don't want it to be where you never want to do it, right? Sometimes I see products where, yeah, it does a bunch of stuff, but it takes like, more than 5 minutes to set up. That would be much too long. I would say, as a general rule, we don't want it to take. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got me. We don't want it to take too long. Like, we want you. So, one of the reasons we came up with our tagline is because me, Dave, and Kevin, And then also my wife Sherry, we always talk about like what does our brand stand for, and I'm telling them that like yeah, I work out every morning so I can be like present for the rest of the day, so I can it kind of settles me in for the rest of the day. Um, where was I going with this?
I think
Oh,
you were
so
talking
big thing
about
is like
for it to be
yeah.
functional, not overly complicated for no reason. Yeah.
Right. So we don't want it to be functional, to be non-functional, overly complicated for no reason, because then you're just taking time away from all the other stuff you want to do during the day. So that's kind of like our brand philosophy is like we want it to be offer more, but we also don't want it to take up too much of your time because at the end of the day, we feel like the workout that you do is kind of to add to everything to prepare you for everything else you're going to get into for the rest of the day. So that's kind of, I guess, the concept or philosophy we have behind it.
Um, was space saving? I know a lot of times people say like space saving is a thing. Was space saving the pain point that this was intended to solve? That's why you're like, hey, let's make it a 5-in-1 to try to save space.
Yeah, so we have points that we always want to hit. We want to save space. We want to deliver more functionality, and we don't want it to be overly complex. So yeah, these are all points that we think about. Like there's other like minor things, right? Like we don't want metal to metal contact and things like that. But generally speaking, we know we're targeting the home gym, garage gym. So it's got to save space. It's got to have multifunction, and like you said, it can't be too complicated. Like it should be able to be up and running within a minute, right? Or less than a minute,
Right.
ideally.
So let me give a shout out to the basement gym people, because every basement I've ever been in has a little dog leg that's very annoying. You come down, it's very narrow steps. You're going down, and then at the most inconvenient time, there's like a little thing that does like that where you got to go like down and around that way. So for the sake of those people, how many boxes does the Hyperglide come in, and how difficult would it be? That should be part of the testing process, by the way. How difficult is it if it's in the box for you to get it down a flight of steps and around a corner on those same steps? You
Good
think I'm making
question.
this
Let
up?
me.
I'm very serious. People who live in a basement, they're always trying to figure out how to get stuff downstairs, especially specifically something like this. Any kind of reverse hyper, any kind of GHD, big unit like that is like, how am I supposed to get this into my basement when it's, it's these dimensions? So yeah. See, y'all
So
basement
it
people.
does. It does ship in one box. It's gonna come on a pallet when it's delivered to you. So to move it down, you're probably gonna need to open the box, get the parts out, and then move the parts one by one. Overall, I'm looking at the shipping weight right now, and it looks like overall it's gonna weigh close to 300 pounds. So yeah, you're definitely gonna want to take the parts down one by one
Okay.
into your basement.
All right, basement gym people, y'all say I don't care about your needs and I don't empathize with your pain, but you see, I just asked a question on your behalf. Let's talk about names. Dave, you originally dropped the SVN as the Hyperflex, it looks like, or is that, I don't know if there's two different products or it's the same product and you just renamed it. So if it was a rename, what was the switch? Was it to avoid confusion with the Hyperglide?
That's correct. We actually renamed the Hyperflex to 7. So
Okay.
SVN is actually stands for 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah. So for this particular leg press machine itself, you can actually do 7 different movements. And Mike came up with the idea that we should just call it 7, easy on the say, and easy for my logo to actually be pasted on there too.
Okay. I like the name like this. So, but then that goes back to, you see, I just called it SVN, right? Because your other products like the XT this and whatever. So it's like, all right. So that goes back to, I guess it makes it easier and it makes it harder at the same time. Let's add, because I know people are gonna they have questions about the belt squat. So let's talk about the belt squat attachment a little bit. What do people need to know about the Nexus belt squat attachment that maybe they won't think to ask?
What do people need to know about the belt squat attachment they don't need to ask?
No, that they won't necessarily know to ask. Because I mean, I'm sure you guys talk about your products, and then you're like, how come nobody ever asked about this? Or, oh, I forgot to tell them this. So here's your chance now.
Okay. So yeah, the Nexus is basically an attachment that's going to be able to accept anything that goes up and down, or you want it to go left and right. So we're
Okay.
showing the belt squat attachment to the Nexus right now with only like up and down movement that you would do with the belt squat, but it can go left and right as well. It can also move. It can also be like posted up like this, and then you put a pin in so that it could be stored away,
Okay.
which is pretty cool. And then the pin, let's say you can put it above the belt squat so that when you lift up, you would have basically a stopper. And then so that way you could do what's it called? Static? Is it called static presses? Where basically you're pushing against something, but you're not moving. I forget the name of
Oh,
it, but
isometrics. Doing an isometrics.
isometric. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you could cut out the bottom of the range of motion by putting the pin below it, or you could put the pin above it and then do the isometrics as well, where you're pushing against something that's not moving.
Oh, sweet. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a full suite of attachments that come with the Nexus too. Like it'll have a jammer arm attachment, it'll have a seal row pad.
Okay.
We're working on a landmine that can work with the Nexus. There's gonna be a whole suite of attachments that attach to the Nexus. Basically, all around this, it can go up and down, left and right. It can store. It can do isometrics, or you can cut out the range of motion in any direction. It's gonna be really cool.
JBTV just joined us. Says good morning, gents. Hey, JB. We are talking to Mike and Dave from GetRx. So we've got a few minutes left with them. So if you have any questions about GetRx products, or we show some love to ZBEX. So if anybody has any ZBEX questions, you can throw them in there as well. Something I just thought about, Dave. Like, how much of your day is spent like doing videos to like demo products? And it's like, because I just think, I say, okay, so do you have to like manage your own personal training program? So you're like, okay, I can't be sore because tomorrow I'm supposed to do like an entire day of shooting videos to demonstrate this or that. So what's that like for you?
I mean, every day is social media day. So
Okay.
I'll be on social media every day. If I have time to do like my own workouts, mostly it'll be late at night because I have a kid. So I want to do morning workouts, but it's just so tired after.
So you just try to just work your own training into stuff you got to do for the brand anyway.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
when I do my own training, I'll figure out like kind of think about, okay, how I'm gonna shoot this next new product.
Got you.
And then what sort of angle I should adjust towards.
Gotcha.
Towards it. But mostly shooting for a particular product, it'll take me probably 2 days to finish up a shoot.
Right. There's the different angles and things like that.
Yeah. And then I would take a day or two to actually kind of do a quick edit, and then probably another day to do voiceovers if needed.
Add captions and all that. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So probably the whole week you'll be shooting something and then editing something.
Oh, I understand. I promise you, I understand. Yeah. So JB says that you guys are the best company in the business. So there you go.
All right. Appreciate that, JB. Thank you so much.
I like that.
We're trying.
So, Mike, you said on your personal Instagram, if you're searching, you'll find flaws in any masterpiece, which is true. So another bar. Like I said, I'm a wordsmith. I like it when people. I like the good, well-crafted phrases. But I want you to talk about that from the standpoint of a product developer. How do you know when it's time to stop testing a product? So, like, I remember when I wrote my first book, I was like, my aunt was like, okay, you need to stop editing. Stop rereading it, because she's like, every time you edit it, you're going to find something else wrong with it. So to bring that same thing to developing a product, the more you look at it, the more you're going to find issues with it. You'll be like, oh, I could tweak this or I could tweak that, right? How do you know when it's time to stop and say, look, let's just put it out there. I know that somebody's going to probably find some flaw with it somewhere out, somewhere, but we need to get this out into the wild to let our customers see it. It'll end up being a better product, because you might end up fixing problems that, or fixing what you perceive as a problem that's not necessarily a problem because you're so close to it. So how do you know? Yeah. How do you ride that line?
Yeah, that's another great question. So that quote on my Instagram is is one of my good friends from high school that he told me that. But basically, I think I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I know I get that from my mom. My mom is a perfectionist, and I think that rubs off on me a lot. So that quote is just kind of to remind me that I guess nothing is really going to be perfect. Like any masterpiece, if you look at it long enough, you're going to find flaws. So that probably just goes back to a lot of times when we're developing a product with related to your question with product development. Yeah, I kind of want to sometimes like hold off on pushing it out because I want to make it perfect, but at some point, like you said, you got to draw the line. And is this really worth the extra time, extra money, extra cost it's going to take, and delaying this another 6 months? So that's just something that me and the design team we meet Monday, Tuesday, Thursday every single week, and we discuss like, okay, is this something that we're ready to go into production on, or is this going to be something we're worth changing? So yeah, it's just something that we talk about. We have to talk about as a team and then decide together.
Speaking of meetings, you're like 13 hours ahead of Houston. How do you manage your? I know what like so. This is actually probably relevant to you, Dave, as well. So I set up my schedule so that I'm awake because I know I do stuff with people who are overseas a lot. So there are times when if you send me a message like during when somebody would normally be awake during the day in the US, I'm asleep because I may have stayed up late because I was on a call with somebody or trying to arrange like interviews like this, trying to like do some of the learn work. So I stayed up late. So I understand it a little bit, but it's not all the time. How do you handle something like that when you're 13 hours ahead of your partners in Houston? And that's for you, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so my sister is in Houston. She runs the US office. So we kind of have separate roles, right? The Taiwan team takes care of most of the product development, and then we have Dave doing the content creation because, the products are here.
Right.
And then whereas the US side is more about sales, customer service, and then order fulfillment.
Okay.
So because we have such different roles like between the two offices, then it's there's obviously communication we need to do, and my sister
Right.
and I we have our weekly meetings to go over things, and then kind of information gets goes from my sister to the rest of the team in the US.
Okay, so it's basically you just schedule it. So it's not like okay. I just didn't know if you had multiple meetings where you had to like say, okay, I got to do this, I got to do, you know what I mean? So because I was like that's a nightmare. Yeah, if you had something like that. So we may have the most important question that you're going to answer all day, and I mean all day, from anyone, anywhere. JB wants to know is when are you doing another challenge like the tornado arm challenge? He said it was fun, but he needs a round 2 against Chris Diggs. So it sounds like we don't want to interfere with somebody's desire for revenge. So with the people demand answers, when is it happening?
Yeah, like Jay, let us know what you want to do with the next challenge. Like we did the back challenge. If you have a great idea, I mean, I'd love to do it again. What we were hoping for when we did that challenge was we get all the tornado users to, join in on a challenge, and I think it ended up being a little bit less than we expected, but the results were pretty good, and I thought there was a lot of engagement on it. So yeah, we definitely want to do it again, and maybe what we should do this time is get everybody that joined the last challenge to like help us also promote that this challenge is going on. So
Nice.
yeah, we want to do it, but we have not talked about when exactly. So Jay, if you have any ideas or want to help us promote it, we would love that.
All right. Anderson wants to know if Get RX was a genre of music, what would it be?
Genre of music. Okay. I like that question.
Okay. We're about to learn
I
a
like all
whole lot
sorts.
about you.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
I guess that so I would say like we're a pretty
Anything but
modern
K-pop.
company. Okay.
Anything but
I think
K-pop, please.
I think we're a very modern company. I think our equipment is very innovative. It's normally, in my opinion, pretty cutting edge. So
Yeah,
I know it's not tech or anything like that. It's not
please.
like a Voltra, but it is quite innovative, I think, as far as like weights go and racks and rigs and things like that. So I would say we would be what like some sort of electronic music, but not like the most modern electronic music. We'd probably be like a chill house. I want to say. I don't know. Hard to
Okay.
answer.
What do you
Or
think?
country because we're a Texas
Oh
company.
my God. I was like, no, Dave, save us. What genre of music would Get RX'd be?
Well, the type of music I play on most of my background musics for all the videos is either rock, either alternative rock, or a little bit of hip hop. Yeah.
There you go. Obi-Wan Dave. You're our only hope. Thank you. All right. Nice. Dave's the DJ at the party. Mike, you just come to the party. You don't touch anything. All right.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Carlos is following you guys on Instagram now. And Kinsey,
Hey,
what's up, Kins? She said, good morning. I'm excited for this one. I'm getting the tornado rack. Thanks to GetRx for working with me. Kinsey is an awesome content creator. She is fast rising. And I love seeing her stuff and how she addresses stuff. So
yeah, we talked about Kinsey in our meeting. She's working with Kevin. So like I said, we have meetings. Every single thing that you guys send us, we go over in meeting. And yeah, we know about Kinsey.
Look at that, Kinsey. You're big in China. You're big in Taiwan. Kinsey, look at you on 2 continents. Look at you. All right.
Yeah, we're looking forward to your content, Kinsey.
Oh boy, this is what I was concerned about. T-Dog wants to know Darude Sandstorm or Eiffel 65 Blue. I don't know what I'm assuming that's some sort of electronic synth thing. In fact, don't even answer that. Let's move along. Carp once said his suggestion is to call it Tornado Burr. Tornado talk to okay. Something combining tornado and October. Keep on workshopping that. Yeah. All right, here we go. Eric says,
that's for the tornado
producer.
challenge.
Yeah. He said like to name it something. You probably don't want to put it in October because of Squattober from Sorinex. You might want to put it in November though, because I don't think there's anything there. So there you go. That's a good spot for it. Let's see here. For some reason, Eric wants us to know that Chill Step producer Black Mill is where it's at. I feel like that's not true at all. Carlos said it's time to open up the store. I don't know if he's outside or not, but and Kinsey said, let's go. So he probably got excited. Y'all said, oh, yeah, stop on by anytime. He's like, all right. Drives right on over and he's sitting in the parking lot.
Oh, man.
I told you. I warned you when you were coming on this show. I warned you when you were coming on the show. I told you. I warned you, didn't I, Dave? Okay. Trevor said, just don't put it during tornado season in the U.S. That'd be a bad look. That's, again, the chat.
Yeah.
Yes. Good point. These are write all this down.
Good point.
Write all this down. All right. So let's as we close up, we got a few minutes. What are you guys most excited about, and what should we? I know that you guys have products dropping. So you've got the Viper dropping on the 23rd. You've got, I think is it the Hyperglide? You've got something dropping in October. What's dropping that's available in October from you guys? The Hyperglide, yeah, it's October 3rd. The Hyperglide. But what are you guys excited about for this next quarter, and what should we be excited about from GetRx as we head into the holiday shopping season?
Man, so we're always working on a bunch of different products. There's a lot coming down in the pipeline. I normally don't. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a poor answer, but I don't like to say like exactly what we're working on right at this time because sometimes things don't come into fruition. Sometimes
Sure.
like we run into snags and I don't want people to be like waiting for it when it doesn't come out, and I also don't want to announce something before we're really, really ready to announce it. But like one thing we're working on to let everybody know is we're working on a budget style tornado rack that's going to be a 2-inch by 2-inch tubing. That's going to be something coming out, and then we're also going to be working on a tornado rack with a lat pole and low row station dedicated in the center. So those are two things that I think are pretty close to we're announcing anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the other two things that I think will be out, I would probably say, in the next 6 months.
So I'm not sure if I told you the rule, but you got to drop new products. All new products have to be dropped on our show. So when you're unveiling it, you got to come back on the show and say, all right, and we'll give Dave. So we'll set it up so that Dave can have the big screen and he can actually do a product demo on the show. That won't be the first time doing something like that. But yeah, that's the key to my heart, dropping new products on my show. So let's definitely do that. Let's see. Oh, okay. One more question. JB said, please don't forget about the 80 to 90 inch height offerings. Had those available when I built my gym. Had those been available when I built my gym, my whole gym would probably be Get RX'd, because he has a basement gym. See, JB, I advocated on your behalf for smaller boxes for the basement gym people.
Yeah.
But he said he had the shorter heights.
We have 86-inch racks available on all of our tornado racks. I want to say can all be done as 86-inch. If you go to the product page, there's a checkbox you can click, shorten my rack to 86 inches. Yeah, so that should fit in JB's basement.
All right, last one from me, Dave. This is your moment. All right, make sure everybody knows how to get connected with Get RX'd and ZBEX Fitness, and then I'll put the links to what you say up on the screen so everybody knows how to spell them correctly. So just go ahead, give us your social media information, anything that you want to shout out here. Also, I'm assuming you guys have a newsletter, so
Yes.
let everybody know how they can sign up for that as well.
You can definitely sign up to the newsletter on our website or our Instagram account. So Instagram account, just /GET RXD, Get RX'd. And then ZBEX side, it's also zbexfitness.com.
Okay.
We do have a YouTube channel if nobody knows about it. YouTube channel is for ZBEX and Get RX'd. It's also on there. Do you want me to send you the link?
No, I can get it. So you said your YouTube channel. I know about the YouTube channel, but you said the YouTube channel is actually for ZBEX and for Get RX'd. Is that correct?
We have two separate channels. One for ZBEX and one for Get RX'd as well. Get RX'd.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. So if you're watching on replay, shout out to the replay gang. All those links that Dave just mentioned are in the description for this video already for you. For those of you who are watching live, it'll be available in the next. It'll be available by the end of the show. I'll have them in there so you guys can check them out. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys coming on here. This was awesome, and I appreciate your flexibility in getting stuff sorted out. I want to get you guys to come back on. Yes, I want you to come out serious. I want you to come back. If you have a product to debut or anything like that, feel free to come on the show. But in general, I love having you guys come on here. I like your vibe, and I love how you are responsive to our community in terms of the feedback. I love like when you said, like you respond, you check out, you see the comments and you guys discuss the comments, because I don't want to gloss this over. When a brand has been around since 1985, a lot of times you see a lot of older brands that are just like, okay, this is how we've done it, and this is how we're going to keep doing it because it's obviously working. So I love the fact that you guys are agile and responsive to what the market wants. So you guys that make the home gym community better, and I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your time. So
thank you so much, Sean. Yeah, thanks for having us. It was a good time. A little nervous, but it was a good time.
Oh man, like I said, we have a good time, but oh, and please tell your families thank you for allowing you to taking time away from them to come hang out with us tonight. Yeah, that is not lost on me, so I really do appreciate it. All right, and all
right, thank you, John.
I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, so that was Mike and Dave from Get RX'd. I had a great time talking to them. It is now the 8 o'clock hour. Shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. If you are watching on YouTube, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you're watching on LinkedIn, do me a favor and make sure that you follow our show page, Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life, because we want to grow on LinkedIn. We want to grow on YouTube, and the way that we do that is by you guys following, subscribing, and of course sharing this video and those links with other people who you think would enjoy the content. Now, my next guests are friends of the show, and they are returning guests. Andrew and Kat Ponsler play key roles in operations for Bells of Steel. That's why they can never go on vacation, because if they leave, the whole thing falls apart. In Andrew's case, he's responsible for product fulfillment from every Bells of Steel product that shows up at your door if you live in the USA. And Kat has been given the mammoth task of overseeing the Bells of Steel affiliate program, which we personally, me and Naomi, are part of. And frankly, how they treat us in their affiliate program is a measuring stick for every other affiliate program that we consider joining. They're here today because a lot of you have questions about the latest Bells of Steel product releases, and also because I have viewers in the UK who have expressed interest in the rollout of Bells of Steel products to the UK as well as to Australia. So let's go ahead and get them in here. Andrew, Kat, thank you. Come on in here. Get way too early with Garage Gym Life. What's up?
What's up, buddy?
It's early.
You're like, this is, ouch. I have been up since like 3:30 this morning. And so I really feel like the show should have an energy drink sponsor. It does not, but it should. I'm in negotiation with one company that makes with the people who make the pre-workout I drink, and I'm like, dude, this is a built-in opportunity. I promise you, I am a commercial for you, because I have to be careful, because some days it'll probably look like I have heat vision because I'm drinking so much. I'm like, I see everything. Oh, man, I'm telling you, it's real. So and then also I stayed up late. Watching my Washington Commanders get destroyed last night. It's like, Isaac, I see your comment, and I will have my revenge in this life or the next. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'll see y'all in the playoffs. Anyway, that's enough talking to you there, Isaac, and any other Green Bay Packers fans. Nobody else who's a Packers fan is getting any airtime on this show today, because I'm petty like that. We're gonna start with Kat. See, okay, let me start with a question I know Naomi wants me to ask.
Okay.
Did you get to see my man walk? Did you see him on his first steps? Did you get to see him walk though?
He hasn't done anything else.
Okay.
So I was in that meeting and I looked over and I caught like a step and a half. I think.
Oh man.
I was like,
okay.
am I delusional? Am I?
Yeah, because you were FaceTiming with Naomi and you're like, oh, I heard her say, he just took a step. He just took a step. I said, oh wow, okay. So what y'all need to do is FaceTime again, so then that way he'll walk again, because obviously that's
I
the
just
catalyst
gotta have
right
like
there.
cameras rolling and stuff while we're doing it too. So
that's all you got. There you go. Exactly. There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and knock that out. We'll get the affiliate stuff and things like that out of the way, Kat, and then that way you can kind of hang out with my man, and he may walk during this show. If he does walk during the show, that's breaking news right there too, by the way. So you guys, as I said, are launching in the UK, and you put out a call for UK ambassadors for Bells of Steel. So for the sake of anybody from the UK, because I know it's a little bit after lunchtime for them, and so a lot of times their time is limited. So let's go ahead and just dive into, like, what are you guys looking for as far as criteria for being an affiliate or ambassador, and especially for people in the UK?
Yeah. So really, we're looking for creators, coaches, trainers, athletes, anybody who's passionate about what they're doing, and that's interested in our equipment. Obviously, we want people that believe in the product. And I know, being new in the UK, maybe you haven't tested it, but we're trying to get stuff into affiliates' hands so they can try it out. But we want people to share the product, to share with their audience. We're looking for primarily like fitness-based pages, even smaller pages. If you've got a smaller following, that's okay. If you're sharing within your gym space, sharing with your clients, sharing with your followers, however you want to share, like we're welcome you in. The affiliate program is not just for these big name guys, although like that helps us get new eyes on our product as well. So yeah, just someone with passion, some integrity, and fitness base.
All right, so my guy Matt, he's in the UK. He says, "Hey yo, sorry I got dragged off of work, but I'm back." So we're gonna do something that I didn't tell you we were gonna do, because that's the kind of thing I like doing. So we're gonna give you, Matt's gonna get a tryout right here. You're gonna tell me, is this bells of steel worthy right here? So this is Matt. So this is him doing deadlifting. Goes from 142.5 kilos to 272.5 kilos, and Matt is actually a world record holder in the deadlift. So that's him lifting in his shed, that he actually legitimately built himself.
Okay.
This is him doing some axle work right there, just some marching in place, which takes a whole different level of dedication to walk to nowhere in place right there. Let's see if we got some competition footage for him. Right? I know we got. There we go. All right. So this is no, that's a gym taker. We don't care about that. Let's see. See, but this is him doing like some yoke stuff outside, events training. So does this just, I know you have to research him a little bit more, but does this look like the kind of guy that's got the ethos for bells of steel?
Yeah, so actually in one of my meetings yesterday, we looked at his page and he's on my list of outreach.
Oh shoot, look at that, Matt, you are on the list of outreach. So there you go, Matt, he is right there, he's in the chat right now.
Yeah. Yeah, like home gym, like obviously home gym community is our main focus. Commercial gym, sure too. But yeah, home gymmers.
We don't care about commercial gyms. Don't care about that. They got their own channel.
100%. You built your shed, so like, yeah, bonus points.
I'm telling you, and I actually, he's actually done quite a number of improvements and upgrades. But
Yeah.
I'll send you the link to, because he gave me the video. It's back when we were first doing gym tours. He actually sent me the link, and so his video is one of our earliest gym tours on this channel.
Okay,
so I'll
cool.
send you that so you can check it out, and then that will also help out with helping like decide what kind of stuff he might be interested in, because I know you guys are trying to figure out like what to put in the UK market and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then my guy Laird Ross, Laird's a good dude in Australia. I thought it was the little fun fact. I was watching TV one night, and I was watching, the Weather Channel has like this thing like where they have comedians come on and talk about just random stuff and the natural disasters and whatever. And Laird Ross doing some lifting in his backyard popped up on screen. And he had no idea that the Weather Channel was using his clip. They had just found it. And then so I messaged him. I said, "Hey man, did you know about this?" And now I look at his channel and it's blown up. So then I saw that that you guys had highlighted it to us. So yeah, he's a good dude. He's
been so great. Like for Australia, he's one of our like go-to guys. Also looking for more affiliates in Australia. Don't want to forget them, but Laird's been great. Like excited, hoping we can do a lot more with him.
Now I don't want to like go too deeply into what happened with Ivan Jurek, but it is a reason to talk about this. Talk about character and what people post online, and how that affects whether you choose to, have a business relationship with them or not.
Yeah. So basically, we want to stay focused around fitness. We're a gym equipment company. We want to focus on the fitness aspect of things. We try to avoid like controversial topics, again, just to stay on a neutral ground. That's pretty much it. Like we want to stay in our lane. We know fitness, that's what we want to be associated with. Has nothing to do with, people are entitled to their own opinions and like to be able to use their pages however they want. Like that's great. Like use your page as you want. But yeah, we just want to stay fitness focused, and that's pretty much it. Yeah,
I think that's important because a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, it's my Instagram, so I just post about whatever random thing pops into my head," and I'm like, okay, but just keep in mind that that's going to affect, what your opportunities are. And so, yeah. And it's also, to be honest with you, people come to your page, and if it's all over the place, they don't have no idea what you're about. That's just not good from what you call marketability standpoint too.
Yeah.
So Kevin in Japan said, I've seen a couple of great pieces. And Jared, you guys know Jared, he says, so far this morning, I've used my Hydro Rack, my Bells of Steel deep dish plates, the 3D clips, and the lat row machine. So, yeah. So Kevin said, I've been seeing a couple of great pieces now from Bells of Steel, especially that super compact single cable tower that we have downstairs. He said, are you guys expanding overseas now? Obviously, you've already expanded to Australia. And then you're about to roll out into the UK. Kevin's in Japan though. Okay. So you got any hope for Kevin?
I have not heard. I'm not top of the food chain here. I've not heard anything from Japan. I know we've got like Germany and Europe in the works. I don't know if we're still planning for this year for those, but I've not heard anything specifically for Japan. But again, I'm not I'm not all knowing on all that. So
I think that so this is sort of a workaround because Kevin actually orders a lot of stuff from Hawaii, which doesn't really help for you guys because you're still, you're in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
But I think he might be able to get stuff from Australia. Just thinking about the distances or whatever. So that might be a good workaround from him. And Jared also used the reverse hammer. Do you get this question a lot? JB says, I had no idea Bells was so international. I always thought they were just USA and Canada. Is this something that you encounter a lot?
I mean, not really, but we just launched in Australia in July. So the internet, like us being so international is still really new.
Right.
And that's also like, you hadn't heard it, and that's why we're here. That's why we got to spread the word.
But I mean, you guys did have a third-party UK distributor, and now you guys going to be doing it yourselves in the UK. You had a third-party UK distributor in the past. I know because I saw that on Kayvon responded to that question when he did his AMA on the 3rd of September, and that's something that he mentioned that was one of the reasons for why you guys weren't in the UK and now you're going to be again because it was like a distributor thing. So I don't know if this may be a question for Andrew, but Kayvon even mentioned, he said that Mirror Fit is kind of like something similar to what you guys provide. But do you know if your rack attachments would fit UK spec racks and machines? Like, will they be compatible? Because one of the things that's a selling point for me is that Bells of Steel stuff fits on a lot of the stuff, racks and whatever that we have here in the US.
Yeah.
What about for the UK?
For UK, I think I've talked to a couple people. I want to say I think so. Don't take my word for it. I think so, but I'm not positive. Especially like I'm not positive on the Mirror Fit stuff either. But we've had a couple people from the UK that I've talked to that there haven't seemed to be any question on compatibility issues. But yeah, I'm not. Definitely, I don't know if Andrew's going to have the answer to that one either.
Well, I mean, you could always just look on the website and look at the dimensions of the specs and whatnot, and just kind of figure it out from there. All right. So one of the things that Naomi and I really like about Bells as content creators is that you guys are part of the YouTube shopping ecosystem. So for those of you who aren't content creators who are watching, this won't be interesting to you, but for those of you who are, pay attention. So and this inside baseball, Garage Gym Life actually gets a lot more clicks on Bells of Steel stuff on our YouTube shorts, but just because you guys are in the YouTube shopping ecosystem, than we get on the affiliate link, like clicks on the affiliate links that we put in our video descriptions to you guys. A lot of the other major equipment brands are not on YouTube shopping. So that's why we like Bells of Steel, because it's so easy. I can usually just put it right there. People can click on it and they don't have to leave YouTube, and it's just easy. Why was it important to Bells of Steel to make the products available directly to purchase on YouTube instead of like just keeping it to like Instagram shopping like some of your competitors do?
Yeah, so I had to ask on this one because I wasn't part of the integration, but I was excited to hear about the integration. Also surprised to hear how few people are doing that on YouTube because I think it's a great opportunity.
It's so easy.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people go into YouTube and they're doing so much research and making purchasing decisions. Like, it's so much easier to just be able to click from there. And it was literally just ease of use. So if you want to go check out the product, you don't have to go off to another site. You don't have to click away. So ease of use, ease of research just makes it easier for, I guess, everyone. Makes it easier for our creators. Easier to shop around.
And then the last one, before we get Andrew back in here, is Belza still does collaboration posts still. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, for those of you watching, when you make a post, you know how like you guys, everybody's always like tagging companies, but you post on Instagram and it'll say you can invite the company who you're tagging, who you're adding, to be a collaborator, which means your post will show up on their feed as well as yours. So I'm finding a lot of brands that are refusing those now because they want to keep their feed clean and professional, right? And I can see where they're coming from with that, but Belza still does collaboration posts. So I think it makes your Instagram feed more organic looking. How do you balance being organic and keeping the feed looking professional and streamlined?
I mean, we don't accept every collaborative post.
Okay.
Some of them are planned, not all of them. But that's part of our brand. One of our core values is community, and part of our brand is not taking ourselves too seriously. So we that organic feel is part of who we are. I think a lot of the collaborations are with some of our affiliates or influencers who we've kind of developed a relationship with. And I think we're accepting a lot of those. They are helping us to build relationships with people. These posts are getting better reach and usually more engagement. So it's beneficial for both parties. It really helps to grow those relationships, and it adds a little something to our page.
And plus, it's not like Kayvon's posts himself aren't fairly random either, because the stuff Kayvon posts sometimes when he just gets an idea and says, I'm just going to do this, even his post looks kind of random. So I think it kind of just fits with your general vibe. For the sake of people who I know we're going to do this again at the end, but I want to make sure we get this out of the way. Like I said, we got UK people who may have to leave because, they have to go back to work. What is the easiest way for them to reach out to you if anybody that we got like over 1,200 people watching right now. So if somebody wants to try to be an affiliate with Bells of Steel, whether they're in the UK or anywhere else, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
So if they want to reach out, they can reach out through Instagram, just DM. Okay. I go through that inbox. Customer service goes through that inbox and pushes all of the affiliate stuff towards me. Affiliates at bellsofsteel.com if you want to email me. Or if you want to just go to the application itself from any of our websites. So bellsofsteel.com, .us, .au, .co.uk. Any of those, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see resources and then the affiliate program. You can click that and the application maybe takes 2 minutes. It's super simple. If you want to go ahead and apply, that's welcome as well.
And I'll tell you guys one other thing too about the affiliate program with Bells of Steel is another thing I really like that you guys do is every quarter, Kat will tell you what's coming out. It's like, hey, over the next 3 months, we're going to be pushing these things, or this is what's about to drop. It's a new product. So ahead of time, so you can kind of plan out stuff. So if there's a new product, you're able to kind of make a post or something like that about it. And that's going to help you out with your kind of like staying current and relevant with stuff. So that's another cool thing too that I love that you guys do. So JB, I see your question. That's more of an Andrew question. Okay, Jared. All right, here we go. This is a cat question. Jared said that Bells of Steel doesn't share his stories anymore. He wants to make sure he didn't make anybody upset.
I have not heard anything. I am actually not the one that is sharing stories because we have a social media manager. We've actually just got someone new that is kind of taking over this. So, yeah, it may have been like an in-between thing, but I have not heard anything specific, Jared, that you've upset anyone.
You're not shadow banned, Jared. They're just not familiar with your game. Okay. All right, cool. All right, well, Kat, I really appreciate you being here. I'll let you grab Andrew and bring him here so he can face the fire.
All right.
Because I'm gonna make him answer all the complicated questions and
sounds good.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna stop out.
All right. So, guys, if you have any questions for Bells of Steel, like product related questions, now's the time to start dropping those because Andrew's gonna be coming in. Like I said, Andrew takes care of all of the basically product fulfillment for the United States, but he's also got a lot of insight and information about stuff that's available in Canada. And if you're in the UK and you have like technical questions about products that already exist in the Bells of Steel ecosystem that are going to be in the UK market, Andrew's also a good person to ask questions to as well. So in fact, I will start now with this question from Matt. So Matt's in the UK and he wants to know if you know whether or not Bells of Steel products will be compatible with the racks that he already has from MirrorFit.
I've actually never heard of MirrorFit, but I'm going to assume that if it's a standard 3x3 rack with 5/8 or 1-inch holes, it should fit. Our stuff is very universal at this time to other brands. So yeah, we could do some quick research on those. But I
would assume that they're metric because they're over there on the wrong side of the Atlantic. So
yeah, I mean, if it's still a 60 or 75 mil, then it should fit. So it should be, as long as it's up to the industry standard of that 3x3 by 1-inch or 5/8 holes.
Okay.
Looking like right off their website, it looks like the framing is going to be a different size. It looks like it's like a 2x2.
Okay.
So that would fit more of our 60 millimeter line.
Okay.
Actually, the frame is a 50x50, so this would be smaller than anything that we offer. And it looks like it has the 1-inch holes. So unfortunately, I think a lot of our stuff is not going to fit on that one series. That's the Mirror 100 that I'm looking at.
Okay.
But if their line goes up to a 60 or 75 millimeter, then yeah, we'll be compatible with it.
All right. So, and Matt says, so what you're saying is I may need to upgrade my rack. Hey, Jared, Matt, there's never a bad time to upgrade your power rack. I promise you.
Yeah.
Equipment and exercise. I see your question. Okay, you know what? I'll just throw it out there. So, do you think Reppin's gonna legal dump on Bells of Steel for the Zoom Power Pro? I don't even know what that is. And if you don't know what it is either, then here's what we're gonna do with that. All right.
No.
I've never heard. I don't even know what that is. Okay, there we go. So JB says the last few years I've seen Bells of Steel get more into the cardio game. Do you have anything new in the works cardio wise? Because he said like the treadmill and the Sisyphean stepper are so unique. 100% my next cardio piece, he says, will be Bells of Steel. So anything new on the horizon as far as cardio stuff?
We're making some more tweaks to the treadmill and the Sisyphean stepper. But as far as like motor run cardio outside of that, nothing big in the works. We did a big push to test the market on, some of our treadmills and other pieces, and we found that it was popular with our customers, but it wasn't like our thing as far as the bread and butter of the company. So we will be doing some cardio still, but it's not going to be a main focus like it was for a certain PO run.
Okay.
But right now, I know the treadmill is still getting edits, and we're still working on new things with those existing products. Just tweaks here and there as the product line develops.
All right. Question from Andrew, from Jared. What can you tell us about new products? So you're talking about cardio, but just new products in general. And specifically, do you have anything new coming for the Hydra Racks?
The Hydra Racks, nothing like off the top of my head that I can think that are like major like A products. The big ones we've got coming out are going to be our pendulum squat. That one is really close to getting signed off on. It's a 3-in-1 with a pendulum squat. It's got a calf raise and a Viking press.
Okay.
And then the other big thing is another machine called the Legacy, which is a 4-in-1 leg extension, leg curl, hip thrust, and like a 4-way hip, plate loaded. So we're really.
So that's not on the website yet, right?
No, none of that's on the website.
Okay.
Some of them haven't been announced yet, but those are like really close to being signed off on. I don't have any like small rack attachments I can think of on the top of my head that'll be for the Hydra.
Okay.
That would be like big hitters like we've launched before, but the main ones are machines. That's kind of our next stepping stone is some more machines.
For the Hydra, with the roller J cups for the Manicore, they've got a mag pin to stop it from wiggling back and forth. But the Hydra does not have that on the roller J cups. Any word about fixing that?
So that's kind of like the difference between the two lines is Manicore is more of a high touch product. So it has the mag pins, it has more UHMW on it. That's kind of something I believe we're going to keep, even though we have developed mag pins for the Hydra line for like products like the Zero Pad. So yeah, I think that is a good suggestion, and I'm not exactly sure if we're going to make those holes in the back compatible like with the mini magnets, but I know that's a kind of the differentiation between the two lines is just that little final overdone product for the Manicore line.
All right. T-Dog19, our guy Trevor says he wants to know when the Oblivion is coming to the USA.
Oh man, give me some time. I'll research that while we're chit-chatting, but I'll get back on the Oblivion. The Oblivion did launch in Canada.
Okay.
And I believe it's going to be coming soon in the US, but let me see when that shipment comes in. So we can work on some more questions, and I can look up that while we're going.
All right, and I'm actually going to pull up the thing so that people know what he's talking about. So let's see here. You guys focus. This is a question that was asked during Kayvon's Reddit AMA that I don't think he got to it. So I'm going to ask you. So you guys focus on like space saving products, but for those who have more space, are you considering offering more single use machines? Like, so let's say somebody leans more towards like bodybuilding style training. Are you guys going to come out with more like, say, just a leg extension, leg curl station or something like that? Is there any of that in the works?
Yeah, so we actually are working on a leg extension, leg curl. Our brand in general is just multi-use stuff. That seems to be the big thing for our market. We're upgrading some of our cable towers to 3x3. The all-in-one is going to a 3x3. So as the 3x3 line continues to grow, we'll continue to have more like commercial standalone pieces. The leg press hack squat is one I can think of, but the leg extension leg curl is going to be the big one. And to be honest, like our customers are usually that home gym multi-use type customer. So we continue to try to trend towards that. But I have seen more pieces in the works as far as standalone pieces.
So Jamison said that you and Kat are the nicest people ever. So everybody should go and say hello. Let's see here.
Looks like the 3x3 tower. I'm looking at our purchase order. We've got 280 more pieces coming in stock. It looks like it should be right around December.
For the 3x3, okay.
For our big US order.
Okay.
So I would expect something around the holidays.
And that's what you guys had at HomeGymCon, right?
Yeah, so we had a home gym con. We just with some of shipping issues that we had, all ended up going to Canada. So we ended
Okay.
up launching in Canada because our everything got rerouted to that from that manufacturer got routed to Canada.
Okay.
So yeah, we got the U.S. is coming soon.
Yeah, because that's definitely what I'm waiting for. Because that the Oblivion, that would be that, and then having arms that go out a little bit further for cable flies, free
Yeah.
motion arms would be the only things that would get me to switch from our the single stack from you guys that we have downstairs.
Yeah.
Jared's a fan of the shoulder boulder attachment. He said it's a great time. Well done.
Good. Yeah, that's been a popular one. We're got another PO coming for that, so you'll see more boulder shoulders in the near future, probably 3 to 5 months.
Okay. All right. The 1,300 of you guys watching right now, we're hanging out with Andrew from Bells of Steel. Andrew is responsible for getting all the products to your door. He doesn't like hand deliver them himself, but he makes sure they show up if you are in the U.S. So any product questions you have for Andrew, you can go ahead and throw them at him, and he is going to be able to answer them for you. We do. Let's see. There's something else. I know I saw a question. Oh, okay. So Matt, who is in the UK, said he checked out your site, and the UK site is showing US dollars as pricing. Do you know when that's going to be updated to show the British pound or even potentially the euro?
You know, with some of these quick launches, there's some quick features like that we haven't converted over. I know we're like constantly developing that website, so I would assume it's something in the near future. I remember a discussion, a meeting about, should we do pounds versus USD? And I thought maybe the universal language was USD was acceptable, but I will ask the web development team and see what they come up with. But I know those sites went up quick because we wanted to launch quick.
Right.
So I'm sure that those features will be coming in the next few months.
All right. And then the training with Euro says when the stackable seated leg curl extension combo releases, do you know what an approximate price would be for it?
Let me see. Let me look on that.
Okay. Did you already say when it's going to release? I know you said you're working on it.
Just I'm working on.
Okay.
I will say this: I think our single-use machines will be dependent on how that pendulum squat goes. So. I was talking with Kayvon. He's like, if this pendulum squat and leg extension go well, then it only increases our interest in that market, basically.
JB said Bells of Steel compatibility saved my life years ago when I had an Archon Fitness 60 millimeter by 60 millimeter rack. He said Archon shut down before they developed rack attachments, and so he had to get his attachments from you guys. And ever since then, he's been a huge fan of Bells of Steel.
Oh, awesome.
That's actually what led me to really start liking you guys' stuff, is the fact that I was able to get products from you to put on racks that I already had from other brands, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. And there's so many, even like when we were talking about those utility hooks, like I found I was telling Kat a couple of days ago that I found another use for them just randomly as I was training, because my axle collars are not magnetic, and I never know where to put them while I'm changing plates out. And I said, and I just threw the utility hooks right there and hung the axle collars on them. I said, and here we go. Justify their presence once again. Those things are amazing. Let's talk about the seal row pad. I know this is one of the questions that I asked you. Like, is there any chance that it's going to be upgraded to offer more articulation?
Let me go right to what Kayvon said. Seal row pad, the only thing he said on that was just to be determined. He seems pretty happy with the design.
Okay.
But the only thing he responded with was to be determined on that.
Okay.
Let me see here. Still looking up the plate loaded.
So I would assume that that's based upon, as far as to be determined, is that kind of like is there enough customer interest to justify the cost of doing it? Is in terms of okay, because I know it always comes down to like it's going to cost money to do this. Is there enough interest from our customer base to justify it? Okay.
The big thing is like customer feedback too, but also like if a product is doing extremely well, sometimes you just leave it, and that product is done very well. So sometimes the go-to is to kind of just less is more and call it there. Right. But yeah, also the people talk. So the more they bring up these questions, the more it entices us to make modifications if we need to.
This is another one from the AMA. You talk about like what's your standard? Do you know? As I really never thought about this in terms of like what the standard is for your rating for your products. Is it the ISO or ASTM, like as far as formal testing? Because I know you guys do in-house testing as well as you already you also have a gym that you kind of where you like just release products into the wild and let people see if they can break it during normal use. But as far as the formal testing, like what's the standard that you guys test to?
Yeah, that used to be my job, was basically can I break it and load it up with it, but we've come a long way since then. So yeah, I got an answer from Cave on that. We're actually starting into this now with our expansion into Europe. More than anything, we work with reputable factories that have been doing business for a long time, employed a full-time QC people on the ground overseas, and we actually use a consulting firm. Our factories conduct their own stress testing, and our house engineer also does FEA, finite element analysis. But more than anything, we do a lot more testing in our company gym, which is in Calgary, and real-world scenarios, how things perform and fail under actual lifting conditions, which is kind of how I started with Bells of Steel, was doing that side of things. Yeah. But we now have Cave on full-time in Calgary, so he's been doing a lot of the hands-on testing himself, along with our stress tests in factories. But once again, we use factories that have been around for a very long time.
So this is the next question that I'm not saying that this is the entire reason you're here, but it is something I definitely want to know. And it's about the monolift attachments for the Hydra. So first of all, for those who don't know, you guys went from, you had a design for your Hydra monolift roller J cups, and you've gone away from that to a different design. So could you explain what the difference is and why you guys made the change?
Yeah, so the new one is more of like a counterweight at the top. The other one was a spring action. I actually have an exact message from Kayvon. So basically, we went back to the hockey style where it's got the pendulum up top. A lot of people complained the spring style didn't give them enough clearance when squatting, and the springs were too stiff. And Kayvon put a note. I personally love them. I personally love the spring style as well. And yeah, it was one of my favorite monolifts that we had. But I will say that the new ones are really nice. The counterbalance is really good, and the arc is a lot bigger. So when you do unrack, it is a bigger unrack, and that is more comparable with other brands. I do say I did like the other ones. I bench a lot with the spring-loaded ones that we have in our gym. But yeah, it was just a bunch of customer feedback on the space that it gave you when you unracked. So we decided to give you guys more space, basically. It is a little bit simpler design. I do feel that the springs were a little stiff. It did snap back really tight, so you had to really like rack it hard into it. Okay. So for safety, I think it makes sense. But I did like the old version as well.
So you got a shout out from T-Dog, Trevor. He said your customer service is top notch and you always take care of the customer. And he said you specifically, he says Andrew is super helpful if you see him in Indy, and he said thank you for helping him with the Hydro rollers.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, I'm unique because I'm always around. So if you do
Yeah.
come to Indy, you're going to see me on the floor because that's where you get the most feedback is from the customer, and I like to be around the customer. Basically, what I can gather on the leg extension leg curl is we're finalizing a few tweaks on it.
Okay.
So I don't see why that won't be out in the next 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
I'm just going to take a guess in the dark here at probably $1,000 price point, but I could be super off. But I don't see why it wouldn't be more than like $1,500. But I don't have all the details, so that's a real big shot in the dark.
So, well, actually, that is helpful because now it's like, all right, so don't expect it for the Christmas season, but by next HomeGymCon, you guys might have it there.
August 19th
potentially.
August 19th, we were requesting for a few more improvements on a couple parts.
Okay.
We do physically have one, but I don't see a PO purchased yet. So I don't.
Gotcha.
They're not physically being made right now.
This is actually something I hadn't planned on asking you, but it just occurred to me, which is why I love doing these live. How much beta testing do you guys do with people who are not like at your, and do you even have to do that since you do have the gym? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know that there are people who live, so like Jared doesn't live far, Trevor doesn't live far, or those are just the two that popped in my head in terms of people like helping you with beta testing. Because typically what happens is brands get not just you guys, but the brand gets the finished product. Then they send it out to like an affiliate or, content creators for reviews and stuff. And sometimes we're like, you know what? I wish I gotten this before you released it because these are the things I'm giving you as feedback. You know what I mean? So talk about that. Do you guys have that system in place as well?
Yeah, that used to be us. We used to just get stuff and immediately give it out and just kind of, hope that it was all fine. We quit. I feel like we've come a long way from that. We now do a ton of testing in Calgary. Once again, with Kayvon moving to Calgary and being in the show or being at the facility all the time, he's pretty heavy on having everybody test it out. And even in like our product development and knowledge for our employees, we require them to actually test the product and do a workout on it. So we have seen a huge change in, ones versus twos because we used to just kind of give things out and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it comes to crunch time, we'll give stuff straight to guys like Coop and Gluck and other big time reviewers. If we feel like a product is finished or we're tight on a timeline and we just need them to review it. So on those, we kind of hope for the best, but we don't do that as much anymore. We're much bigger into can version 1 be version 2, can it be everything? Does it have to, we have to redesign it.
Gotcha.
That's come a long way in the time that I've been with the company.
Do you happen to know when the products for the UK rollout are going to be available? Because Matt said he's going to start doing some measuring and prep his space.
Let me look on the UK update. So yeah, let me research on that. I have worked very little on the UK and Europe side. I actually have it on my calendar to do. Let me see here. I just got a message from Brian the other day about UK rollout. So give me one second.
Sure. Got a couple here.
Looks like okay. I don't know if this is supposed to be information that everybody's supposed to have, but it looks like
you can trust us.
looks like late September. Expected marketing launch and inventory available date is the end of September. So we have a launch meeting in 5 days. So so very, very soon, like end of the month.
Awesome. All right. So so there you go, Matt. I hope that answered your question. So you got to the end of the month to save your pennies. or whatever y'all use, your pence, whatever y'all use over there. I don't know about British money. James Garland, hey, what's up, man? I think this might be your first time checking out the show, so thanks for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. He said, I ordered the all-in-one from Bells of Steel back on September 1st with a number of attachments. I'm still waiting on the shipping info, but I'm looking forward to building out my home gym. I assume he's in the United States, so no pressure, Andrew, but I think it's
right
more.
now.
Look at this in real time. Look at this.
James Garland.
In real time, I believe this is the first show where we actually looked up shipping information for a customer in real time. We just literally, we're pioneering stuff all over the place here.
It says awaiting fulfillment. Let's see here. Let's see where we're stuck at. I mean, it's got a note for shipping.
Okay.
It is with. It says it's been printed since the 3rd.
Okay.
So we need to get with our warehouse on that. Let me see where it's coming from. Let me see where your order's coming from first.
All right. So James, in case you're wondering, Andrew, when he finishes this, he actually is heading to work. I always catch him before he heads into the showroom. So this is like you just ended up on his to-do list for the day. But
well, yeah, you actually did. This should have shipped already. This is coming from right down the road from our warehouse. So yeah, actually, that's a good point. Once again, like if things pop up, let us know. I will get with our shipper here and get that going for you. But yeah, it's the order looks complete on my end. We just need to ship it. So I'll put your order in right now and make sure somebody knows about it.
All right, James, there you go. We get you results right here on the show. All right, I appreciate your question, man.
James, I'll have George reach out to you this afternoon. I'll have him give me an update here in a few hours.
So James said, wow, I never expected that to take place. James, neither did I. All right, neither did I. He says it shows why I went with Bells of Steel. Much appreciated. This is customer service. Truly appreciated. Have a great weekend ahead.
Hey, man.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this stuff. This is what I love. I love tracking stuff down and making sure the customer's happy. So,
I'm telling you, you guys think like I'm making this up when I say we like Bells of Steel. Like we're huge fans of the company. Yeah. This is why.
Internal messaging right now. We'll check on your order.
This is exactly why. So this is a little bit of shots fired, but I'll allow it. JBTV said, what do you guys think when you do a video on pieces like utility hooks or swivel shackles, which then makes the product go viral, but then soon after that, Amazon starts selling them. So let's expand it out. So Bells of Steel didn't come up with a swivel shackle concept. I mean, we were using swivel shackles when I worked for a public utility for pulling cable, underground utility cable. Yeah, but I will say that the Bells of Steel swivel shackle takes that concept and levels it up. I might even say 10x's it. Okay. So rather than just that product, let's expand it out to what's your stance on when you put out a good product and then you get knocked off?
It happens. It happens a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's just like how far do you want to take it? Do you want to take this to litigation? Do you want to spend the money and time? And at the end of the day, it's going to make the price more expensive. So the more you protect your product, the more legality you have in it, the more expensive it goes. The other thing is like all these pop-up shops that create this stuff, they just don't last. Right. So with us having so many products and a name at this point, with very loyal customers, those pop-up shops just don't really get our wheels turning because they're going to last for that one PO. And what you're seeing a lot is you're seeing these companies create one product, they then get litigation, they delete their brand, and then they start another pop-up. Right. So just with how quick those come and go, you do what you can on the products that you are like tight, your A product that is your brand, you have to protect those. But the small stuff, like we've seen our Hex bar at Walmart now, like we've seen it everywhere. Oh. And basically manufacturers will just give that information out to other pop-up shops. And it kind of is what it is on those. And we've tried to make everything reasonably priced. So that way, even if a pop-up comes, we're still within our loyalty. Like the other thing, like you're getting with us is like customer service and things like that. So you might pay less to go get something else, but then that company disappears and you have a rack that you can't get anything from. You're just kind of stuck in that ecosystem. So yeah, it's just a risky take when you pop out new products all the time. That's another thing that people don't realize is the faster you come up with products, the less protection you have. So when people want us to constantly pump out new products, that's great. It's just, you run into issues like that.
So JB said that's how I reworded is what he meant to ask, and he said Bells gets these ideas and applications. You guys make them popular, and he gets frustrated for you guys when he see like other versions of the internet. So that goes back to customer loyalty, so that makes sense.
We've always been a fan of like competition, and like we've never been like huge litigators or anything like that. So we obviously don't want our products to be taken, but we know that going into it. So we do a lot of decision making knowing that it's going to be that way.
Jameson brings up something that that I think is a little underrated. So Bells still offers a punching bag attachment for power racks, and mine is on the way.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's
I don't even have one.
Well, it's supposed to be coming from. I think it's actually shipping from Canada.
Yeah, I don't
Canada
even have
site, but it's it's on what you call it. I got the tracking 2 days ago, so that it's on the way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I needed the arm. I actually have the bag downstairs already, but I need the arm so I can hang it in on it. So yeah, so I'm waiting for that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that product as well. So only a couple more from me. I know Kayvon mentioned on our home gym that you guys have a working prototype of the cable tower that will feature free motion arms. Yep. Do you have any idea of a potential timeline for when that would be released? And would the free motion arms be like just integrated into that specific tower, or could you say like we have one downstairs? Could we upgrade with the arms? Like would the arms be able to be purchased separately?
Let me get your exact answer from Kayvon. Hold on, I'm actually tracking your thing right now.
Okay,
doing this live for you.
You're tracking my punching bag arm?
Your utility arm looks like.
Okay.
Looks like it's just crossing the border.
Okay.
You should be getting that here soon.
So what you guys need to know is the next time Andrew is on the show, just bring all your Bells of Steel tracking questions, and we'll just track on. That's what we just do the whole show, where you just track products. Hey, we don't even ask any questions. We just track customer orders.
If you could not make this a CS, that'd be great. That's my whole days doing this. Okay, so let's see here.
Okay, so
you're asking about the arms. Let me get that for you.
Okay. Equipment Exercise wants me to look up something called this. I don't even know how do I even spell it? And Tong Hala. What is this, man? This better not be something weird. FT2407. FT. I don't even know what that is. And I'm gonna say now.
Sounds like an Amazon product.
Oh, it's an Alibaba thing. Okay, yeah, it's okay. So I am
dip.
All right. So here's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna pull it up because it is an Alibaba thing. Yeah. And whenever I see the little orange warning thing that tells me this is a what you call site, I don't go on it. But you know what it is, Andrew. So you see it. So basically, he wants to get your feedback.
If I'm looking at the right thing, it's just like an assisted dip.
And he said I should scroll up because I guess it goes back with the comment he asked you earlier about this whatever product. I'm trying to see where the Nantong whatever thing is. So it's images under. Okay, so it's an assisted dip product.
That's what it looks like to me. I mean, it looks like a very compact.
So I guess what's your reaction to that? Is that similar to something you guys sell?
I may have looked up the wrong product, but I already deleted out of it because the site didn't look safe to me.
Yeah, I'm not. I ain't. Yeah.
So it looked like an assisted dip to me. So that's nothing that we have created. Maybe I've looked up the wrong product. If it is a product that we've created, that's
It says a new gym. It's like a power rack lat pull down row machine.
Oh, mine went to like an assisted dip. Not sure.
HALAFT 2407. I encourage you to not click on the actual link. I'm literally just looking at what the Google search result is.
So say it one more time. HALA.
FT 2407. He said it also is like a belt squat also.
Here we go.
So does that, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're trying to cram a lot into a little space.
Yeah.
The only problem is like none of the pictures are actually what it says. It says power rack lat pull down row machine, but I don't see a power rack at all in this.
Like, is there any relevance to Bells of Steel though?
No. I mean, it's kind of cool looking, but that's about it. No, it doesn't look like anything that we've designed that I've ever seen.
So okay.
So I actually do have your so the mention of the cable tower prototype with the free motion arms. Actually getting signed off on hopefully this week. One of the difficult parts was ensuring the backwards capability. So we that it goes forward and backwards. So yeah, I have seen that. I thought
so. It might be backwards compatible. So it should be backwards compatible with existing single stacks then.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be backwards compatible with the 3x3s? Because I know you said at HomeGymCon that's what you guys are going to. So that's what
my guess is going to be a 3x3. We always do it. We are now doing the 3x3 first, always.
Okay.
And then once that product is done well, it releases into our 60 millimeter or 2.3 line. So if you all see our stuff, like it does come from the 60 millimeter line, but it does take that 3x3 line first.
Gotcha.
That's our top priority.
So JB said the next time you're on the show, there can be a ton of incoming orders because we'll all get up way too early to get our tracking updates in real time.
I will say it's come a long way. So yeah, this is my job all day, every day was tracking orders. But with everything on how quick it is now, that I rarely like seeing an order stuck for like a few days is very rare at this point. So yeah, we're excited that it's not that anymore.
Okay, so he said this is what he's talking about. He wants to know about having a weakest to strongest, kind of like get your foot in the door thing if you're a gym newbie. So like assisted pull-up machines. Like, so Bells are still making potentially assisted pull-up machines into lat pull down, into pull-up, into weighted pull-up. So like it kind of like it starts out, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I remember seeing those at some of gyms before where it's like an assisted pull-up machine, but then you can adjust it down so the assist is out of the way, and then it's, you just don't pull up with body weight, and you can also add weight. So what do you think about, is this something you guys are looking at doing?
I think there's a market for that. I'm just not sure it's our market.
Okay.
Our line is always, in my opinion, going to grow as residential, light commercial, and it's going to stay in that, power racks and machines and bars and plates. And I just think our bread and butter is going to be towers and racks for the foreseeable future. I just don't know if we are like machine innovators for some of that stuff.
Right.
And we do more of offering a broader range of things instead of like something that's like kind of sticks with you the whole time. As we prefer to do like upgrades to different, pieces than you're going to take this piece off and add this,
gotcha.
Which is a good like total fitness package. I just don't think it's our exact customer.
Gotcha. All right, so there's 1,600 people right here, over 1,600 people watching right now. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. We've got my guy Andrew from Bells of Steel for just a couple more minutes before we got to let him go. Andrew, I only have one more question really before I let you get out of here, and it has to do with the Porter Phys Ed attachments and anything else really. So Kayvon said in response to a question on our home gym that the Porter Phys Ed attachments are still stuck in development. I was talking to Matthew Porter the other day, and he said he wasn't sure where everything stood. Then I saw that comment from Kayvon. I said, okay, well, that's what's going on, but that you guys are working on it. So I don't need you to comment specifically on that. but I'd like it if you could touch on, maybe just explain to people a little bit about the difficulty of taking something that's an established product. It looks like it's already a finished product, so it seems like it should be easy. Oh, you just gotta start offering this in your store now. What are the challenges of taking something like the Porter Fizzette stuff, or even the Kaizen multi-link adapters that you guys carry now? What are the challenges and complications with taking something from a small company and adapting it to an operation that's now shipping worldwide? Because now you got specs and requirements that you have to meet from multiple countries. So what are the challenges there?
So I will actually comment directly on the Porter stuff as well.
Sure.
Kayvon's exact words, and mine are too, is it's not really a challenge. The only issue we have is when we come to new products, they go to a very specific manufacturer. And right now that manufacturer is so backlogged on our equipment that we're just seeing more delays than we expected. And Kayvon even said the word, like, he's actually a little bit frustrated because those products are ready to go as far as a design standpoint. It's just been the actual pumping out of the equipment. So with our design team now, with some of it being in-house in Calgary and having our own product development team now, it's actually been pretty seamless. Like if somebody wants to send us a product that we want to send out to the world, it's not as difficult as it used to be to take that product and turn it into our own. The only issue is just time. Like we've got so many, like I think we've got over 30 containers coming in the next month. So we are just backlogged on our current products.
Right.
So stuff like the Kaizen and other small things you want to add into a line real quick. That's the issue. It's not the issue of being able to design and make it. It's just the physically being able to make it once we already have a purchase order from Bells of Steel. So they're going to prioritize the purchase order that we've created. And for us to sneak a product in that is pretty difficult as far as just timing. But other than that, no, we've loved working with Porter and Kaizen and some other people. Their products have done very well. But for example, some of those Kaizen ones, those are being put into a PO, and those are just going to be shipped separately because it's so it's just out of the norm for that manufacturer to add a product in at the last minute.
Gotcha. Well, man, I appreciate your time being here. Before you get out of here, Kat already gave some of this information, but just one more time, let everybody know how they can keep up with everything that you guys going on at Bells of Steel, how they can reach out if they're in the UK or Australia, if they want to order something, and if and then this is more of a Kat thing, if they want to become affiliates or ambassadors, and also you guys have a newsletter, so let them know how they can sign up for the newsletter.
Yeah, so everything is at the bottom of our website under our resources page. So if you scroll to the very bottom of every website, that's bellsofsteel.us, .com, .co.uk. You scroll down to the very bottom, you can join the newsletter. And then you can do that also for affiliate too. Just scroll down under resources and you can join as an affiliate as well. You can also email Kat if you want to. I'm sure she'll like that.
Yeah. Everybody email Kat if you want to be an affiliate. Do not email her with random stuff. All right, man. I appreciate you being here. And for actually, that was really cool just watching you, check out the status of orders and all that. That I literally have never had any other brand do that during an interview. But now you've once again raised the bar. All right. I ain't trying to. So anybody else that comes on here, people say, hey, I ordered this and I never got it. Now they can't get away with just saying, well, just reach out to us and send an email. Like, no, Andrew looked it up right here live on camera. So I know you can do it. I'm not trying to hit you. Just raise the bar, man.
I'm a part of everything. So just when people ask questions, I'm literally in this. So I'm right in the thick of it. So yeah, anytime. I appreciate having me. Thanks, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. You got an open invite to come back on the show, and I'll talk to you guys later, man.
I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, man. Take it easy. Later. All right, so that was Andrew Ponsler. He and his wife Kat are indispensable at Bells of Steel, and they are part of the reason why my wife Naomi and I are such big fans of Bells of Steel. It is now 9:05, so shout out to the Pacific time zone. Thank you guys for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. And before we end the show, I just want to go ahead and do something that I said I was going to do really quick. I told Jake that I was going to do this. We're all big fans of HomeGymCon, but nothing is perfect. Nothing man-made is perfect. And I have like some thoughts about how to improve it, because in my opinion, HomeGymCon has potential to become one of the best expos / trade shows as far as gym equipment goes in the world. It's already the only home gym trade show, but I mean, I'm talking about like putting it on a level with big name shows like the Arnold or FIBO or something like that. So I'm just going to go through some of my list of suggestions. All right. And I wanted to hear from you guys too. Throw in if you're watching on replay, shout out to the replay game. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put any suggestions you have. If you've been to HomeGymCon, some suggestions for improving it. So my first suggestion for improving HomeGymCon is to pick a date and stick with that date. So the date for HomeGymCon has moved every year in the 3 years since we started. The location was the same for the first 2 years, but the date has changed, and it keeps on getting later and later in the year, which makes it tough to plan for financially and logistically. So, for example, the date for next year is pretty close to when school starts for my daughter. And so it's one thing to go visit HomeGymCon when, the kids aren't in school, but literally my daughter starts school the weekend after HomeGymCon. So I'm sorry, not the weekend after, but the week after HomeGymCon. So that means you're going to have a lot of people who are, if they're teachers, they're going to be kind of tied up with trying to get their classrooms ready, that week prior. And this is a weekend event, so it's going to be, we'll be able to swing it, but it's just tougher to be able to plan a trip out of town when you know that you got to have your kid ready to go to school. You're trying to get them on schedule over the weekend to get them ready to start school on Monday. Now, Jake didn't really have a choice because he has to kind of go with availability, right? So it depends on scheduling the date, depends upon the availability of the hotel in the area and the convention center where it's going to be hosted. So what we can do on our end to make it easier for Jake to plan out further in advance so that he can get dates that work better for us is to buy tickets earlier. A lot of times people, in the home gym community like to procrastinate, right? We like to wait till the last minute. When I say we, I mean y'all. I don't do that. But I'm saying, like, in general, there's a lot of procrastination. People who are kind of on the fence, like, I don't know, will I go, won't I go? I mean, at the very least, you can book your hotel room, because you book a hotel room that doesn't cost you any money until you actually check into the hotel. So at the very least, you can book your hotel room, because that kind of gives Jake some idea of what the demand is, and it helps him go back to the hotels, the convention center, and say, hey, next year I want to have this date. But if he doesn't know until the last minute, then it's kind of first come, first serve with reserving dates. And so then we end up getting whatever is left, and that inconveniences us. That's not good for any of us. So I would say pick a date and stick with that date, whatever that date is, and we can help Jake out by getting our tickets and booking our hotel rooms sooner instead of waiting to the last minute. The next one I have is create a sustainable way for people to get large purchases home. So there was a lot of this year, those of you who got large purchases from HomeGymCon, I know Eric Eccles had an issue with trying to get some stuff. So yeah, Matthew Porter said, yeah, that date's going to be hard for me. Exactly. I mean, it's tough. And whenever it's a moving target, it just gets tougher and tougher. And that also impacts vendors or exhibitors, because they have to plan now for what they're going to do next year, because they have to allocate their funds. So moving the date around makes it tougher for the exhibitors to plan whether they're going to attend or not, right? And Matthew, I hope that you heard Andrew's explanation, by the way, about your Portaphys products. So my next thing is, those of you, I know Eric Eccles is one person who had issues getting his stuff home from HomeGymCon. We got to have a sustainable way for people to get large purchases home. All right. I recommend selecting a shipping company that works for HomeGymCon and that has experience in shipping exercise equipment, but don't pick a company that's so small that it can't handle a large volume of orders that weekend. And at the same time, you don't want it to be so big that it doesn't prioritize HomeGymCon orders. My suggestion is to see if Ashton over at Freedom Fitness would subcontract to handle these deliveries. I've ordered stuff from him before, and his guys, like, you can see them right there. This is Will and what's this guy's name? What's his name? Good Lord. What's Will's name? Hang on a second here. Earl and Will. There we go. Yeah, it's Earl and Will. I just wanted to get their names right. So they're delivering them. So this is like 11 o'clock at night, but they were in constant communication with me. They delivered the rack to me and they put it together. And this was all through Freedom Fitness equipment. So Ashton has experience because he's a distributor for big brands. So he has experience in distributing stuff. You don't have to use him, but that's just my recommendation. Just go to him and say, hey, can you be the distributor for HomeGymCon? And if it works, it does. If it doesn't, we need to find somebody who is going to, who can handle getting everybody's stuff from Louisville, Kentucky to wherever they live. If it's not a local delivery. If it is a local delivery, then my suggestion is to create a discount rate with a local U-Haul franchise to allow the people who live locally to be able to easily pick up trailers to use for quick turnaround on Saturday. And to that end, I would say make sure U-Haul has a booth at HomeGymCon. Say, hey, look, have a booth at HomeGymCon so people, they find out. Let's say you find out on Friday, this is going to take some working with the vendors and exhibitors, but hey, let them know. Let people know if they won a product, let them know as early as possible. And then the person can go over to the U-Haul booth. In my perfect world, they go over to the U-Haul booth and say, hey, I've ordered, or I'm going to be taking this thing home. And if necessary, the U-Haul person can walk right on over to that thing, get measurements. In fact, there still should be pallets there because all that stuff shows up on pallets. So just go to wherever the pallets were, say, oh, we're going to put it back on the pallet. And here's your this is what size U-Haul you'll need. You've got an hour starting this time on Saturday. You got an hour to get it out, get it to your house, and bring it back so the next person can use it. I think U-Haul would get a tremendous amount of business that one day. And if you make it so people don't have to go to the U-Haul dealer, the U-Haul location, get their stuff and pick it up from there, and then bring it to HomeGymCon, and then they got to figure out where to park it. That makes things a whole lot easier if we can kind of streamline that process a little bit. I know that there's a lot of moving parts with that, but that's a suggestion. Straight up, U-Haul, have a HomeGymCon booth. I promise you'll be able to put kids through college on the money you will make that weekend. I'm telling you, okay? JB says U-Haul agrees. He said U-Haul needs to do a HomeGymCon booth. They would do so much business. I'm telling you, it's 100%. So that's it. Find a shipping carrier that can handle getting stuff to people who are outside the Louisville, Kentucky area, and get U-Haul on site to have a presence on site so that people can arrange to get their stuff home if they live local. And you'd probably have to have a set up like a maximum radius for you to be able to use U-Haul stuff, because people are always going to try to get away with extra, but still. That's my suggestion. And then equipment exercise, I'm going to tell you right now, that's never happening. He says, don't set it up like trade shows. If you're a small vendor, just leave it on a pallet. You got to think about the presentation, and there are people who are doing videos that are going to be seen around the world. I wouldn't expect them to allow their product to be shown on pallets like it's not ready to go. So this is all like display stuff, and that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. But you don't have to throw the pallets away. So there you go. So that's it. Now, this one is a little bit selfish, but set aside an area for content creators to edit videos and to do one-on-one interviews. So this is how it's set up for media at the Arnold Sports Festival. And it needs to be readily accessible, but secure and quiet. So the Crow's Nest, which is the suite where we did the live morning show, is a possible solution. It's easy to access, relatively easy to access, and is relatively secure, so you can leave equipment there. What I'm talking about is there's a room at the Arnold where if you have a media pass, only people with a media pass can get in that room. You actually have a pass that says media on it. You walk in that room, you can actually edit video right there and upload that video, because they have ports where you can plug in for Ethernet access or whatever, so you can actually upload. Imagine if you had a room where you could shoot your video. You shoot your video on the convention center floor, then you go into this room and you can edit and upload the video right then and there. I think that would improve the stream of content for people who aren't able to get there, especially Thursday and Friday. And it would just make it easier for content creators to not have to go all the way back to their hotel room if they need to offload stuff, because we're constantly recording video, and then you got to get stuff off your SD card onto something else. And that just takes time. Give us a small room that we can use for that. That's again. Then this is another one that I've suggested this before. I don't know if this will work, but somebody out there has to be willing to do this. But I think you need to have a series of strategic educational partnerships with certifying organizations. So what I mean by that is, let's just use like the NSCA. Okay, probably they wouldn't do NSCA. Probably wouldn't do it. Let's say NASM. So anywhere that certifies personal trainers has a continuing education requirement, right? Well, if you had classes and seminars at HomeGymCon, say on Thursday, one of the days, or maybe even Monday or Tuesday, right, of that same week, basically while everybody else is just setting up equipment, what they do at HFA is while brands are setting up for the trade show, which starts on Thursday, you've got classes going on so that people come for the classes and then they might stay an extra day and go to the trade show. So you're basically going to be able to get people to come there to get continuing education credits. A brand like GoRX would really shine here. And then even if they decide not to stay for the entire thing, if that goes through HomeGymCon, that's additional revenue, and it also raises the profile of the event. And then I would also recommend setting up optional masterminds where content creators can share best practices with each other. Like, hey, this is what's working for me. I'm happy to share anything I know about helping other people grow. But we could just get together and say, hey, we're having I don't know if y'all know what a mastermind is, but it's basically like you just sit down and just share information. So because that is the one place where most of the content creators are going to be in the same place at the same time physically. And it's just a great place to kind of brainstorm and help each other build and grow and collaborate. And then, like I said, the educational thing also creates an additional revenue source, because personal trainers and coaches will want to attend because they'll be able to earn continuing education units during the weekend, right? Something I said with Addicts and MaceFit is you can have a MaceFit certification on, let's say, Tuesday, and then the Addicts booth Addicts is the official MaceFit provider, right? Well, they always have to have people demonstrate the movements. Well, you can say that demonstrating the movements is the practical app for the people who came to the certification or the workshop. So it's symbiotic with each other. Now, things I would definitely not change. Number one, do not move HomeGymCon to Las Vegas or anywhere else. I know that some people, especially people who attended HomeGymCon for the first time last year or this year, said, oh, you should move it to Vegas because then it's going to be so much easier for brands because they'll have extra stuff to do in the evening. That is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life. All right. If you move HomeGymCon to Vegas, what you're going to do is dilute the community aspect of it, because everybody's going to be like what we used to call in the Marine Corps bursting bomb. So, if you throw a grenade in something, it's basically everybody scatters. Okay, Vegas is a grenade, because as soon as the event is over for the day, everybody scatters. In Louisville, most people are going to be in roughly the same places. You run into each other on the street. You can spontaneously say hi to each other. We were walking down the street and we saw Brian from Waited Out sitting in a restaurant. We went to, we ran into Don from RX'd and his wife, and we decided, and JB from Freedom Strength was with him, and we said, hey, let's all go eat pizza. So we went and ate pizza together, and it just was like a spontaneous organic thing. On the way back from dinner, Forster from Forster Fitness and Reviews, he's from Brazil. When else am I going to see a content creator from Brazil? Well, he was sitting in the lobby because he had just been at the get-together after the get-together that Jake had after HomeGymCon. Well, we ran into him. I introduced Forster to Don, and they had a conversation, and they were able to build. And then also that led to Forster being on my show earlier last month. Okay. If you have Vegas, I promise you, I've been to Vegas multiple times. When I was fighting, I didn't fight in Vegas, but my fight team had fights in Vegas. I was working somebody's corner. I've also been there when it was a liberal part of the Liberty package when I was in the Marine Corps. And we did a mini documentary for someone who was competing at America's Strongest Masters in Vegas during the Olympia. We've been there for that. And then we were in Vegas for HFA. Jake was there as well. So I know what Vegas is like, and I'm telling you, it's a horrible place. Additionally, can you imagine trying to get gym equipment home from Las Vegas? How much that's going to cost compared to getting gym equipment home from Louisville, Kentucky? That's a dumb idea. Please, Jake, I'm not asking you, I'm begging you, do not move HomeGymCon to Las Vegas for any reason. Additionally, one other thing is, when we went to HFA, they had it in Vegas. Everything is more difficult to get to because the hotels want you to walk through the casino. So you think about how far it was to get from the Expo Center to your hotel room in French Lick. Remember that Bataan Death March? Okay, it's even worse if you have it at a hotel in Vegas. I'm telling you, don't do it. Just don't do it. Some people say, well, because Louisville isn't really a destination. Well, I'm going to tell you this, because I'm old enough to remember this. Prior to the Arnold Fitness Expo, the Arnold Sports Festival, there was nothing to do in Columbus, Ohio, unless you were a fan of Ohio State football or Ohio State basketball. I guess somebody out there must like Ohio State basketball. Unless you loved Ohio State, there was nothing to do. But now the city of Columbus build the Arnold into their annual budget, because they know so many people from around the world are going to Columbus, Ohio for the Arnold. Build it where you are. Build it where you are and make Louisville a destination. Louisville is the main. There you go. Eric said, like I've said, Louisville is a main UPS hub. It's the largest airport hub. It's a great location. Vegas is nothing but a series of distractions. Not a good idea. Equipment Exercise said Louisville is the best. And Rory, hey, what's up, Rory? Hey, man, being a dad is much more important than being part of the show. Even if you're part of the replay gang, it'd be good to have you. But I'm glad that you jumped in. I'm just talking about my suggestions for improving HomeGymCon, and we are now at the things I would not change. So also, as a content creator, Las Vegas is a nightmare, because when we were at HFA, we were trying to set up interviews after the days the show was over. It was horrible trying to track down brands to do interviews. It's impossible. Okay. So just imagine trying to set up interviews for the next day if you're a content creator and you're trying to do it it's just not good. Like I said, at HFA, it's approximately a 1,200 step, 1,200 steps approximately from the one way from the expo up to our hotel room where we were staying. And HFA doesn't set aside a media room for you to store your gear. So anything, if I needed like some laptop, extra batteries, anything else that I didn't feel like carrying, we had to go all the way back to the hotel room to get it. And my final thing is, do not stop doing VIP get-togethers. It's an important networking event. I already told you guys what happened with Forster, the Brazilian content creator, and Don. Those VIP get-togethers build community, and I think that they need to grow even more into more of a thing. So that's just what I think. So let's see what you guys' reaction are, and then we'll get out of here. Jared said, I also think Louisville is a good location. Now, he lives locally, yes, but I agree with him 100%. Home Gym Harry said there's still nothing to do in Ohio. Isn't it a flyover state? I'm telling you. So I tell you, at the Arnold, we've been to the Arnold so many times that we started getting bored with it. And so I still remember leaving the Arnold and going to get a tattoo because I was like, there's nothing to do here. In Vegas, we had all kinds of stuff to do. We went after each, so like I said, we're shooting a mini documentary. So after the competition was done each day, we went axe throwing. Naomi went and got a tattoo at like 11 o'clock at night, I think. It was either 11 or midnight. We went out to Fremont Street for Fremont Street Experience, got food. We went to eat Ethiopian food. It was just, there's a ton of stuff to do. It's not a good idea to put it in Vegas. Let's see here. Training with Euro said, even though I'm in Atlanta, no, don't have it here. 100%. It needs to stay in Louisville. Keep it in Louisville. Equipment exercise. What's the reason for not allowing supplement brands into HomeGymCon? Jake has answered that. Jake, if you want to answer that, I know Jake is watching, or he was watching. But what he's told me is basically because the Arnold allows supplement brands, it's kind of the supplement brands kind of took over the Arnold, because think about it, the Arnold originally started out and it was supposed to be focused on competition. It's focused on competitions. So the bodybuilding competition, then the strongman and powerlifting competitions. A lot of people don't even think about the competitions anymore because they go to the fitness expo and it's just every 3 steps somebody's handing you pre-workout. It's just turned into a supplement expo. And Jake doesn't want that to be, he doesn't want supplements to take over HomeGymCon. So that's it. I'm not sure about bourbon companies at HomeGymCon 2026, but hey, I'm not here to interfere with whatever you do to get through the day. Sean O'Rourke says Louisville's was great. Said, where else can you farmer carry your gear back to the hotel? That goes back to my earlier comment about the U-Haul thing. Because, yeah, you got to come up with a better solution for getting people's stuff home. All right, so that is it. It is now 9:27. We're about 27 minutes longer than we normally go, but I wanted to make sure that I covered this since I was not able to cover it in the last week like I was supposed to. We ran out of time, and technically we ran out of time today too. Shout out to all of you guys for being here. Thank you everyone for adding your comments and feedback to this stream. If you are a brand who's watching on LinkedIn and you'd like to be a guest on Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life, you see the level of community engagement we have. This is the absolute best way for you to connect directly with your current and prospective customer base. And it's also a great place to kind of unveil new products. So just go ahead and message us on LinkedIn. You either message me, connect with me directly, John Greaves III on LinkedIn, or you can message the show page, Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. If you are watching on YouTube, you can message me and you are a brand that wants to get on the show. Go ahead and shoot me a DM on Instagram at Garage Gym Life, because I would love to. I love having you guys on here and helping you tell your brand story. Let's see there. A couple more comments and then we'll get out of here. Equipment exercise said HomeGymCon needs to include carts in the welcome pack. Dude, finding a cart, that was a process of acquisition. Okay, I'm not going to talk about how I got a cart, but I got one and I did give it back. But I found one. I acquired one. JB says my basement gym is in Ohio. You can curl on tornado arms, curl on the VHS bar, curl with the rackable curl bar. He says, Harry, some people call it curl lumbus. I'm not sure anybody calls it that. I don't think anybody calls it that. Yes, the walk in French Lick was longer inside there than it was from the hotel to the convention center in Louisville. And there we go. All right. So Once again, that's it for today's show. Thank you to my guests, Mike Lian and Dave Huang from Get RX'd, and Andrew and Kat Ponsler from Bells of Steel for making this one a success. Shout out once again to all of you guys for watching and commenting. Next week, we've got Matt Balianu from RitFit. He's going to be joining the show. Matt said he has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 new upgrades to current products and 5 new products to announce exclusively on this show. You know that's the weight of my heart. Because I love when brands announce new products on my show. And as a matter of fact, I'll let you know that Matt is not going to tell me until next week what these updates are. So I'm going to be finding out about all this stuff he's promising at the same time as all of you. So I'm counting the days until next week. But in the meantime, keep posting in the community section. We want to keep that growing. Keep sharing the channel link to help us grow. We try, we hit 60,000 and we don't want to stop there. Next stop, 75,000 subscribers. And most of all, keep stacking days. You guys, thank you so much. Peace out.